the Yoe mindset to be after a loss like that?
Well, those types of games are hard to overcome for sure, but that's exactly what we've got to do tonight. We've got to put that one out of our mind and focus on the Lorena Leopards, that we've got here tonight.
Offensively for Cameron, from my standpoint, it's just really tough to see what they're trying to do. We've seen them focus on the run, be effective, right? For instance, against Little River Academy just a few weeks ago. We've seen them focus on the pass, be effective with that. That said, against Troy, I kind of got the impression they didn't know what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with you there somewhat. By this time in the season, you would think that we need to have our identity established, and I'm not sure we've done that just yet. We've got some really effective backs in Keyshawn Johnson and Fabian Bynum. And we've got some all-state caliber wide receivers in Zachorian Spikes and Pharrell Hemphill. But we got to decide what we're going to hang our hat on, what our identity is going to be.
I agree. I agree. But enough about Cameron. Let's talk about tonight's opponent, the Lorena Leopards. This is a program that's probably fronted by one of the great coaches in the area. That's a longtime front man, Ray Biles. And he has been a huge part of their success over the years. What does he mean to the program and his community?
Well, Brett, he's kind of the dean of coaches in Central Texas at this point. He's been the head coach and athletic director at Lorena, I think, since 1992. If my math is right, that's 28 years as a head coach at one place. And I, when I say this, I mean no slight against Coach Brashear at all, but I'm not sure he's even been coaching for 28 years. Coach Biles is definitely he's a future Hall of Famer for sure. He does a great job. His teams are always ultra prepared, so you better match that if you plan on getting a win against him.
Offensively, the Leopards, they remind some folks of what Cameron is capable of doing. They're spread, they're multiple. They want to attack what you're going to give them. So, sounds familiar, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They've been could see some of that out of them tonight.
Here's what Coach Tommy Brashear had to say about it.
They're very multiple. They're very balanced. They run in all the films we got on them, they run the ball about 59% of the time and throw it 41, so 60-40 basically. So very balanced on offense. You got to be prepared, and they do both of them very well. But multiple on offense. You'll see some one-back, two-back. You'll even see some three-back formations from them. You'll see some one tight end, some two tight end formations. But mostly they want to spread it out. They're mostly going to be one-back stuff and spread you out. And to run the ball, they're going to take what you give you. Kind of a similar philosophy what we have. Take what they give you. If they load up the box with run stoppers, then we're going to try and beat you in the air. And that's the same philosophy they have. But they're very good at it. But some of their key players, quarterback number 15, Abel. They've had another quarterback number 2 who's played quite a bit back there, but 15 seems to be the guy that's kind of getting more of the reps. And he does a good job running that offense. Very accurate passer as well. Wide receiver number 7. This is their go-to guy in the passing game. They do spread it around. He's not the only guy, but this is the one they want to get it to. They move him around inside, outside the receiver, bring him in motion, try to give it to him on, jet sweep stuff around the edge from that receiver position. But a really good player for him, big play threat guy for him. He's only a freshman as well, but would be considered their best weapon on offense. But running back number 20 also, junior. He's kind of a one cut and go kind of guy, but runs very hard. Good player for him at that running back position. Their O line is pretty good. Their best one's probably number 63. Boozer, who's a junior, so they do what they do very well. You can tell they're very well coached. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They don't turn the ball over a lot. If we can get some turnovers, that would be huge tonight. But very good fundamental football team.
Coach Brashear also talked about the Lorena defense. Here they are.
See, they definitely bend don't break, but I say that they will get in a lot of man-to-man defense, and that's not something typical they've done throughout the years, but good against the run. And like I said, on the back end, they're cover 0, which is man-to-man, or sometimes some man-free. They will mix in some cover 2 and cover 4, which is what we've run more of in the past, but playing a lot more man-to-man this year and some man-free. Key players to them: D-line number 49. And they rotate their D-line guys in a lot. They rotate some fresh guys in there. It seems like every 4 or 5 plays they're going to rotate some guys in. But number 49 is only a sophomore, big old boy, kind of plugging it up in the gaps inside there as a D-tackle. D-lineman number 79, same way. He and 49 are a lot alike. and big D tackle up front. They're kind of in the passing game. They're going to try and bull rush you, and in the run game they're going to try and manhandle you and can stand their gap and control their gap. And they both do a good job of it. Linebacker number 44, probably their best linebacker. Last name Ray. He's a senior. He's one of their. This is a young team overall for Lorena. This Ray is one of the leaders of the defense. He's a senior for them. At defensive end number 21, Pitts. He's a kind of their pass rushing, quicker kind of guy. Their DNs aren't as big as their D tackles. D tackles are big, run block, run stopping guys in the middle, clog it up. The DNs are kind of quicker, faster kind of guys. Not real big really, but they do a good job in the pass rush and things like that, and chasing down things from the backside. Corner number 17 is probably their best secondary guy. Ives. He's also one of the few seniors that's playing a lot for them. He goes both ways, plays receiver for them as well. And then one of their linebackers, and he doesn't play all the time because he starts on offense, but number 20 goes both ways. He's a running back for them on offense, but he's a good outside linebacker for him as well.
All right, there's a scouting report on the offense and defense for Lorena. All right, so you've heard what Coach Tommy Brashear had to say, Kenny. So let's get to some keys to the game. What are your pregame keys? Brought to you by Mark Burns Laywell Funeral Home, serving Central Texas families since 1908.
Well, my number one key is that we've got to put last week in the past. It's over, and you can't do anything about it, because if you try to, then Lorena's going to stick it to you tonight, and you can't have that happen again. Number two is you better play sound assignment football on the defensive side of the line of scrimmage. They're going to try to find that one guy that's not sticking to his assignment, and when they do, they're going to hit a big one. So you better know where to line up, who to cover, and play your position. And then number three for me is on the offensive side of the ball, we've got to establish the ground game. We talked in the pregame some about establishing an identity. I think we need to pound them with Keyshawn Johnson, soften them up a little bit, and then once we do that, I think we can use our speedsters like Spikes and Hemphill and Bynum to hit them with some big plays.
All right, so that's your pregame keys, brought to you by Mark Burns Laywell Funeral Home. We'll have a coin flip coming up in just a moment, and of course, opening kickoff is on the way as well. This game has some huge playoff implications too. We're going to get into that as the night goes on, but first, let's get to our starting lineups here while we await on the coin toss. Starting lineups brought to you by Barrel Bump Smokers, specializing in those customized UDS-style smokers. That's your ugly drum style. You can find them on Facebook to get more information, see all the cool things they can do with metalworking too. That's Barrel Bump Smokers. All right. Starting lineup for the Yeoman at receiver for tonight on offense. It's going to be Pharrell Hemphill, Zachorian Spikes, as well as Jaden Sanchez and Kaysen Goolsby. The offensive line is Colby Arney, Cash Gelder, Hunter Hutz, Garfield England, Trenton Nix, and the quarterback is Zane Zidert. Keyshawn Johnson will get the start at tailback. Defensively, Eduardo Gill, Jacoby Bailey, Carlos Solomon will be on the line with the linebackers Armando Reyes, Colton Barbeau, Fabian Solomon, and Landon Green backing them up. The cornerbacks, Syverson Brazil and Pharrell Hemphill, and the safeties, Kaysen Goolsby and Randy Flores, as those are your starting lineups. And they are made possible by Barrel Bump Smokers, specializing in customized UDS-style smokers. Find them on Facebook. Safe and friendly service. Visit American Standard Analytics dealer. You'll get the right parts and service for the right system. It's same-day service, no surprises, plus great financing and discounts. When your system isn't working, call Tim today at 254-771-1012.
See why everyone says it's always cheaper and friendlier in Cameron.
All right, as we return to the press box here at Yo Field, getting ready for Yo football here tonight. A huge District 11 3A clash. Got the coin toss coming up in just a moment, brought to you by Juarez Mexican Restaurant in Cameron. Senior game day captain is Ian Duffy, number 44 for the Yeoman. He's going to walk out to midfield. The other game day captains, Garfield England, Zane Zidert, and Trenton Nix. Coin toss is now coming up here. Again, Duffy is out there for Cameron. Two players have exchanged pleasantries, listening to the umpires and referee.
And his counterpart is number 44 as well.
And this is your coin toss that we will have for you in just a moment, waiting on that to take place officially. Giving the instructions here. There's the toss. I'm waiting for the signals and announcement.
Kind of the slowest coin toss.
I know. So the two captains have selected sides. Looks like Cameron has elected to defer. Cameron is elected to defer the toss. That means that Lorena will receive, and they'll have the football first. And there is your coin toss, brought to you by Juanez Mexican Restaurant. And so you will see the Lorena offense first. And it looks like our scoreboard is working. As we came in here earlier today, scoreboard was not working.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on with that. It worked last night for the 7th grade game. We only had one game last night on the junior high side. Apparently Lorena had an issue with one of their 8th grade team members coming down with COVID, and so the rest of their team had to be apparently quarantined for close contact. And so the 7-8/B team was canceled, and the 8th grade game was canceled. So we just played one game last night.
Well, just seconds away from the opening kickoff here tonight on what will be a chilly Friday night. A front moved in around noon, a little bit earlier than expected. It should be perfect weather for a football game otherwise. Yeoman coming out in this game wearing the maroon tops, white pants. They've got a maroon stripe down the side, white numbers, white helmets. Lorena in all white with red letters, black helmets. And kickoff here on your opening kickoff field at just shy of the 20-yard line, comes across the 30 to about the 33. There's your opening kickoff, brought to you by A&R Cattle Company in Burlington. And our game is underway here tonight.
Fabian Bynum doing a really good job of keeping his outside contained on that kickoff coverage right there, limiting Lorena and having them start back further than the 40-yard line.
So, our first quarter now underway here tonight. The first quarter brought to you by Rafter P Trucking. I was going to try to pull up the temperature here at kickoff, but Lorena Leopard's coming out for their first offensive play. It's going to be
before he was finally, forced out of bounds well past the first down marker.
And you're definitely slippery if you are going to get out of the hands of Eduardo Gill. 11:15 on the clock, 1st and 10 for the Leopards near midfield. It's going to be a single wide receiver to the left side for the quarterback, who's going to option out, looking for the corner around the right side as they move from left to right on the radio dial. He'll go down after a 3-yard gain.
Speed option play there, and the quarterback probably strung that out a little longer than his coaches would like, but Colton Barbo doing a great job of making him do so and getting him on the ground before he was able to get more than just a couple there.
Well, we were told to expect number 15 at quarterback, Ryan Abel, but instead it's been Ben Schmedshammer, I guess is how you would say that, for the Leopards. This time 2 receivers off to the left side for him. He's going to fling one out that way. That's going to be the short pass that's going to be caught, and he'll be having enough for a first down up across the 40-yard line to the 39.
It's a real quick hitch pattern to that number 7, Jaden Porter, that star freshman that they've got there. Giving him a lot of cushion there at the line of scrimmage. We may have to tighten that up some to prevent plays like that right there.
And you heard Coach Tommy Brashear say they're going to move him all over the field, so you really got to keep an eye on where he goes. He's over on the right side for Smedchamber this time. And now whistles blow.
Resetting the play clock, I think, for some reason. I'm not sure.
Now they'll wind the clock. This time Lorena on 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Man in motion. It's going to be the toss to him on the end around, and he has got nowhere to go. A yard maybe at the most.
Yeah, speed sweep, and Colton Barbo doing a great job from his inside linebacker position, but we do have a flag on the play way across the field there, Brett.
wait to see what this one will be.
I think it's going to be defensive offsides. Yeah.
It is against the Yeoman.
I saw the official walk up to, I think it was Eduardo Gill there, and tell him that, hey, you're going to have to scoot back a little bit.
So it will be first down again for the Leopards, 1st and 5. They'll have it at the 34-yard line. Leopards with 2 receivers off to the right side, 1 alone to the left, again moving from left to right against the radio dial. Tailbacks to the right of Sledgehammer. Quarterback takes a snap, looking left, going to go that way. Quick hitch over that direction. That's going to be near the sideline. He will have enough for a first down, though, as he's able to stiff arm and make a move. And flags come out flying everywhere.
And that's probably going to be a dead ball personal foul. I'm not sure who it's against, but something I noticed on that play, Brett, we've twice stunted from kind of a strong safety position, but their quarterback is getting rid of the ball so quickly we're unable to get there.
So a couple of flags went flying in at the end of that play, and we're going to get some serious penalties, I think, as a result of this one. See what the referee has to say, but I have a feeling this is going to be against Cameron. Kelly to make a call. Personal foul against the Yeoman.
Yeah, by the reaction in their bleachers and their sideline over there, it kind of led you to believe it was probably going to be against Cameron. Couldn't tell what happened. Obviously, it's all the way across the field, but definitely can't have those type of plays right there.
Now, that's a huge penalty. Puts Lorena within shouting distance of the goal line. They're inside the red zone. 1st and 10. Ball's going to be at the 13-yard line for the Leopards. 2 receivers to the right side for Sledgehammer. Quarterback comes to the line to change the play. Now backs up into the shotgun. On 1st and 10, sending a man to motion. That is going to be Porter who gets the football, and he's got a little running room that side around the left and picks up no gain.
Yeah, Yeoman are doing a pretty good job on that speed sweep right there. I think that was Gill again on that tackle there, and Porter wasn't able to escape his grasp that time. And Gill's, man, he's been really active so far tonight. And I know Coach said earlier this afternoon, let us know that he wasn't sure if Gill was going to be able to go. He's got a kind of a pulled hammy.
Inside of 8 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the Rafter P Trucking first quarter. 2nd down and 10 coming up here for the Leopards. Takes the shotgun snap, rolling to his right is Sledgehammer. Backs up now, looking to throw downfield. Now still going to throw. This time that ball's caught near the 1-yard line, and that is exactly where it will end up, at the 1, as he's pushed out of bounds after making the catch.
Man, this quarterback is just extremely athletic. We had him there on the rollout. We were fixing to get a piece of him, get him tackled, and he just used his athleticism and escaped and kept the play alive.
So, 1st and goal from about the 1-yard line. Leopards with the football, and they'll hand off. Plunging forward through the line is number 33, I think.
Thought it was number 20.
Maybe that was
Reed Mickna, I believe.
Regardless, a touchdown for the Leopards. From the 1-yard line, 1-yard plunge will put Lorena up 6-0.
Lead isolation play over the left-hand side of the line of scrimmage there.
There was a penalty on the play as well against the Yeoman, but that was declined. The touchdown will stand. So 6-0 is the score. Lorena trying for the extra point. Here's the point after try. That will be through, and it's 7-0. Lorena is up here at Yoe Field over the Yeoman. 8:29 on the clock here in the Rafter P Trucking first quarter. You're listening to Yoe Football on 105 on the Ranch.
Legacy Nursing and Rehabilitation, located at 2202 North Travis in Cameron, is proud to back the Fighting Cameron Yeoman in 2020. Good luck to all Yoe and Lady Yoe athletes, trainers, coaches, cheerleaders, Bell Brigade, and that award-winning Yoe High Band. Most people have a story to tell. Yoe Nation has a legend. Legacy Nursing and Rehabilitation is proud to say,
back here at Yoe Field, the Yeoman now trailing 7-0 in the early going in this District 11 3A clash between Lorena and Cameron. And Lorena will strike first. Yeoman at least won the toss, so they should have the football in the second half to start, but might now find themselves in an early hole here at Yoe Field. Leopards will kick it away now after scoring the touchdown on an impressive opening drive. It's going to be a high, a medium kick, fielded at the 24-yard line. Makes some first man miss, then tackled at about the 26-yard line.
Outstanding execution of the angle kick there by the Lorena Leopards. Jaden Sanchez on the catch. But, man, by the time he was able to really secure the ball and look up, there was, a couple of tacklers right there in his face. So couldn't get, more than about maybe a half a yard at the most on the return.
So 1st and 10 for the Yeoman. We'll get our first look at the Yoe offense here. And for Cameron, it's been a slow go of things the last couple of weeks. See what they do here. They come out with a two-back set, moving right to left on the radio dial. First play is going to be a handoff right up the middle, and Johnson spins out of one tackle, but then immediately goes down after that and picks up a nice 6-yard gain.
Nice job right there. The handoff to Johnson. He had Bynum trying to lead him around the end, but he saw a gap between the guard and tackle there and took it and made the nice 6-yard gain.
Second down now and 4 here for the Yeoman from their own 32-yard line. Trips off to the right side. One man in motion. On that 5-wide receiver set, quick slant here. That ball is caught by Hemphill. He is going to be stood up and then eventually dropped by a host of tacklers.
Yeah, the Yeoman using the Goolsby kid with a little motion there to take the defender's eyes off of where we were going with the ball. The backside slant to Pharrell Hemphill.
Now for a Centex Auto first down. That is Centex Auto with 2 locations in Temple. Buy here, pay here dealer. Twins off to the left side. Back to the two-back set for the Yeoman from their own 40-yard line. 7:31 to go. Here's the snap. Going to be the handoff around the right side. Finds a big hole. Spins out of a tackle. Now squirts over towards the sideline. Down the sideline he goes. The 40, the 30, the 20. The one man to beat, the 10, and he's going to run out of bounds. Run out of the room.
Kind of a counterplay to Hemphill there, where we faked it one back going to the left and handed Hemphill to the right. Got a really nice block downfield there by, I think that was Zakorian, that really sprung him and allowed him to break free around the end there and almost take it all the way to the house.
About a 50-yard run by Hemphill gives the Yeoman first down in the Bling Box Boutique red zone. That's the Bling Box Boutique, 111 North Central, downtown Cameron. Yeoman again in the two-back set, as this time looking to throw. Lets one go towards the corner of the end zone. That ball is caught.
Now they knocked it away right at the last second.
At the end.
Yeah, trying to hit spikes on the corner pattern there. And he had his guy beat, but the pass just kind of floated up there just about a half a tick too long, and the Lorena defender was able to reach up and swat it away.
Yeah, just a late defensive effort there by Lorena averts the touchdown. Second down and 10 for the Yeoman this time here in the Bling Box Boutique red zone. Still in the two-back set. Yeoman will hand the football off here. Up the middle he goes, and he'll be inside the 10-yard line to the 9.
There's kind of a pounded lead play right up over the left side of the line of scrimmage there. Johnson picked up about 2.5, 3, you'd say.
Looks that way. It's going to be a third down and about 7, it looks like. Clock inside of 7 minutes to go here in the Raptor P Trucking first quarter. Yeoman trailing 7-0 in this game. Lorena Leopards drove down the field and scored on their first possession. Yeoman trying to answer that here at Yoe Field. Coming up on 6.5 to go in this first quarter. Yeoman sent 2 receivers off to the right side, 1 to the left. Zeinert is the quarterback. Quick slant over to the left side, being hung all over by the defender. Pass is incomplete on the slant. No flag.
Coach Brashear and Coach Zeinert, I think, thought that we might have had some pass interference there, as Sanchez was trying to beat him on that backside slant, just like Hemphill did earlier in this drive. And he was kind of had the guy draped all over him. Coach Brashear still giving him an earful.
That's going to bring out 4th down. That means the Yeoman will have to settle for a field goal. So the field goal unit comes on. They'll have to put this ball at about the 16-yard line. So 26-yard field goal try. here for Cameron, trailing 7-0 in the first quarter. Here's the kick. That is going to be a line drive kick, and it is good. So the Yeoman are able to put a field goal on the board after a nice opening drive, but couldn't see it through. 7-3 is the score. Lorena is on top. You're listening to Yo Football at 105 on the Ranch.
These days, you can't afford to take care of contracting issues alone. You need someone who will be there to do what is best for you and your project. I'm Jason Donald, and that's what we do at EBCO Development. Take care of you and your construction project from start to finish. For quality new construction, remodel, and roofing services, call EBCO Development at 254-697-2186. And know that we will be there for you. EBCO Development. Let's see what we can build together.
Back here at Yo Field is Yeoman now trailing 7-3 after each team has exchanged an opening drive. Let's get to your scoring drive. Brought to you by Don's Paint and Body. With over 20 years experience, he'll take the dents out of accidents. Don's Paint and Body across from Brookshire Brothers in Cameron. 7 plays, 65 yards, ends with a 26-yard field goal. Yeoman put 3 points on the board. They trail 7-3. 6:21 on the clock here in the first quarter. Brought to you by Rafter P Trucking. The Yeoman will kick off here after the field goal. That's going to be a short angled kick, fielded at the 20-yard line. Now cutting back towards the middle of the field, finding some running room. Now bounces around towards the far side of the field, still on his feet near midfield. Finally goes out of bounds.
And we might be lucky we didn't get a late hit out of bounds there. I think we were still maybe in contact with him, and we really weren't trying to tackle him at that point, but he had turned his back on us and kind of fell. And so kind of looked worse than it was there, I think.
So 6:11 on the clock, and it's going to be excellent field position for the Leopards as they come out 1st and 10 from the Yo 48-yard line. And the Leopards out in front 7-3 here in the early going in this one. Leopards come to the line. Twin back set, single receivers to each side here, as it will be a quarterback pitch around the left side. On the option, he's going to have the late pitch. They'll pick up 3 to 4 yards on that.
That's a really tough play to defend right there, Brett. They've got the tailback faking a handoff over towards the right side of the line of scrimmage, and then the quarterback and the other tailback are running the speed option to the left. So those backside guys really have to stay home on that.
2nd down and 7, just across midfield at the Yo 49-yard line. They send Porter in motion. Instead will be a quarterback keeper. Ball comes out, fumbles this one, and the Yeomen say they've got it.
And they do.
The Yeoman will come up with it. It is a turnover, and that is something the Leopards don't do very often.
I tell you, we really blew up the middle of the line of scrimmage right there. I don't think it was just one of our defensive linemen. I feel like several of them kind of just totally blew their men up right there. It was like they got mad and said, hey, we're fixing to steamroll these guys, and did it.
So a turnover by the Leopards gives the Yeoman the football. The Yeoman +1 in the turnover margin here tonight. Trailing 7-3, 5:36 on the clock. Yeoman have it in Lorena territory. 1st and 10 from the Lorena 46. Twins off to the left side, but a handoff here. Stunner step in the backfield. He's going to end up picking up a couple of yards thanks to that, and he got 3, in fact.
Just basically a lead play over the left side of the line of scrimmage to Pharrell Hemphill is lined up at the tailback position in this drive.
So a 2nd down and 7 coming up for the Yeoman. Clock continuing to run through 5:15 here in the first quarter. Yeoman trailing in this one, had a nice opening drive. Saw them run the ball, able to throw the ball fairly effectively well, but bogged down inside the Bling Box Boutique red zone. Trying to repeat that, except add more points than 3 on the board this time as they can. With a twin set to each side. Ziner looking to throw. Now he's going to get bumped into by Lyman. He's going to now take off running around the right side, scrambling around, and he'll pick up nice yardage. Got about 6 on the carry.
Yeah, it's going to bring up a 3rd and short here, about 3rd and a yard. I was blocked off by the window here, the side of the window, Brett. I didn't see the pattern the receivers were running, but the protection broke down, and Ziner took off and looked really good doing that.
So 3rd down and 1 for the Yo offense. Twins off to the right side. It's going to be a handoff here, and taking off, plunging forward. He's got enough. Gets across the 35-yard line to about the 33, looks like.
And that's just a straight zone play to Keyshawn Johnson over the left-hand side. I'm just going to say, hey, we're going to hand the ball to our biggest, strongest back and see if you can stop him.
A Centex Auto first down. 1st and 10 here for the Yeoman. About 4 minutes left in this opening quarter. From the Lorena 33-yard line. Yeoman with trips off to the right side for Zidert, looking that direction. He's going to throw there, but that ball is going to be too far into the, I guess, that's not the bench, but I guess that's the cheerleading squad.
Yeah, I guess pep squad, cheer squad, dance squad, something over there. Trying to hit Zachorian Spikes on the out pattern there, get him out of that little bunch there, trying to, mix up some guys, get some guys picked off there, and just threw the ball a little bit too far out of bounds.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Yeoman this time, with Twins over to the left side and a 2-back set. Now sending a man in motion. Zidert's going to look that way. He's going to throw to the man in motion. He's going to make that catch and then try to find some running room down the left sideline, and he will eventually go out of bounds, forced out of bounds, and tackled out of bounds where it draws a flag.
Yeah, I mean, they had him forced all the way across the thick white stripe on the field there, and the secondary player just drove for real into the ground past the coaching's box there. So referee came down and correctly threw the flag on that one.
So a penalty against Lorena, and that's going to be a huge boon for the Yeoman offense. Puts Cameron inside the Bling Box Boutique red zone. Over at 111 North Central, downtown Cameron. By the way, check out their Facebook. And, of course, you also want to meet the Red O's because they're just wonderful, wonderful folks to know. 1st and 10 from the Bling Box Boutique red zone at the 14-yard line. Yeoman with trips to the left side, short side of the field. Zidert going to be keeping this one. Bounces around the right side, trying to throw a stiff arm. He's going to make it out of that and then kind of bulldozes his way forward and falls forward for about 3 yards, it looks like, maybe 2.
Yeah, it was a designed quarterback counter, Brett, where we faked the handoff to our fullback going to the left there, and we pulled the left guard to lead Zidert around that right side there, but they just had too many defenders out there, and he was lucky to be able to kind of finally split them and get a yard instead of losing a yard.
I thought he might have had 2, but he got 1. It's 2nd down and 9 from the Lorena 13-yard line, coming up on just about 3 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Got Twins over to the left side. It's a 2-back set for the Yeoman. They're on the far hash mark. Zidert looking to throw. Looking left, throws one. High and arced, but that's out of the reach of his intended receiver. Incomplete.
Kind of had the two receivers out there run a little cross pattern across themselves up, and the inside receiver there was Sanchez trying to hit him on an out pattern towards the corner of the end zone and just overthrew him just a little bit. 3rd
and 9 here in the Bling Box Boutique red zone from the 13-yard line. Last time the Yeoman got down here, they ended up settling for a field goal. Trying to make something happen here from the 13-yard line. Big 3rd down here early in this one. Just under 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Twin receivers to each side for Zidert. Takes a snap, looks to throw. Looks right, goes that way. That's the slant. That ball, can't tell if that was incomplete, I believe.
Yeah, it was incomplete. He was trying to hit, is that Sanchez or is that Hemphill on the out pattern? No, it's Sanchez, I believe, on a quick little out pattern from the inside receiver position there and just underthrew him a little bit.
So a 4th down. Offense remains on the field. Last time the Yeoman were here again, they went and kicked the field goal. Right now, trailing 7-3 in this ball game. 2:54 on the clock. It's 4th and 9 facing the Yeoman offense. 3 receivers off to the left side, 1 to the right. 1 man in the backfield with Zidert, who's looking to throw. Looks right. That ball's thrown, and that is going to be incomplete, but now they've got flags on the field.
Yeah, tried a slant pattern to Zachorian Spikes there, but they were kind of draped all over him there, and so referees threw the pass interference flag there. Should be a 1st and goal for the Yeoman.
See what the call is here. Will be a penalty. Pass interference here against Lorena, and that will help the Yeoman out.
It's about the 3rd or 4th slant call we've already called here tonight, Brett. So there's something that our coaches saw on film this week, because that's not a pattern that we throw a whole lot, and that our coaches saw on film this week. They really like that pattern against the Leopards.
So Yeoman trailing 7-3, and after the penalty, it's now 1st and goal for Cameron from the 8-yard line. With a sniffer back, they hand the ball off right up the middle, and tough sledding on that play. Maybe got a couple of yards to the 6.
And I think that's Hemphill following Johnson up in there on that play. I would really like to see us maybe give it to Johnson a couple of times, our big bruiser down here in the trenches in this area of the field.
Inside of 2.5 minutes to go here in this Rafter P Trucking first quarter. Yeoman trailing 7-3. 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Zeinert. A keeper this time. It's across the 5-yard line to about the 4. So a 2-yard gain here. Brings up 3rd down and goal for the Yeoman.
And again, that was a designed quarterback counter where we're faking it to the running back and pulling a backside lineman to try to lead him through there.
3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Inside 1:45 left of the opening quarter. The Yeoman trailing 7-3, but knocking on the door here. This is a key district game for the Yeoman, who have this one and one more to go before the end of the regular season. Coming up on 1.5 minutes now. Another handoff here, but this one has nowhere to go. They are going to stand him up at about the line of scrimmage. Maybe even lost a yard.
And that was Johnson, kind of straight up the middle there. They were just, Lorena had really loaded up the inside of the line of scrimmage there and just was nowhere for him to go.
So now the Yeoman with another decision to make. 4th and 4. Yeoman did lose a yard on that last play. 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. The offense will stay on the field here. Yeoman trailing 7-3. Less than a minute to go before the start of the second quarter. Twins off to the left side. Man in motion. Across left to right. Zeinert looking to throw. Went to the slant.
And I was about to say before the play, Brad, that it wouldn't shock me to see us go back to another slant pattern here. And that's exactly what we did. We used Sanchez in motion to draw our eyes away from, draw the defender's eyes away from Hemphill, and then came back through the slant underneath the Hemphill over on the left-hand side.
So the 4-yard touchdown pass puts the Yeoman in front for now, 9-7. And now trying for the Crier Collision extra point. There's the snap, the hold, the kick. It is up and will be good. And so a 10-7 ball game. The Yeoman have taken the advantage here in the opening quarter. 38.7 seconds is left. You're listening to Yo Football on 105.1 The Ranch.
There's something in your home's air this fall. Feel it? It's the perfect air that comes from reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. There are savings in the air, too. Cox's Heating and AC is offering $13.50 in rebates, plus payments as low as $132 a month on a new Lennox system. To rethink your air and learn more, call Cox's Heating and AC, 254-697-4252. For great products, big savings, and perfect air, thank Cox's Heating and AC, your local Lennox dealer. Conditions apply. See dealer for details. License number TACL B0094332E.
Welcome back here at Yo Field. The Yeoman now leading 10-7 with less than 40 seconds to go here in the Rafter P Trucking first quarter. Let's get to your Don's Painted Body scoring drive. That's Don's Painted Body, 697-2011. Ready for this? It's a big one. 14 plays, 46 yards. Ends on a 4-yard pass to Pharrell Hemphill. Extra point was good. Yeoman now leading by a field goal, 10-7 over the Leopards. 38.7 seconds left in this opening quarter. Yeoman will kick off. It's going to be a short high kick, fielded around the 30-yard line, and immediately will be met by a defender around the 35 and goes down about the 36 maybe.
Yeah, a little better execution of the angle kick by the Yeoman that time. Martinez got the ball a little bit higher, allowing us to get our coverage team down in a better position to really limit their return.
Well, Yeoman did a yeoman's job of keeping Lorena off the field in the first quarter. A 14-play drive is almost unheard of for Cameron.
Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of those.
Lorena football now, trailing by 3. They come out in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. Quarterback going to keep this one, looking around the left side or trying to find some room. Instead, loses a couple of yards back to the 35-yard line.
And that looks like it's just a design run where it's almost like a quarterback draw type thing or a quarterback zone where he's just kind of trying to see if he can find a spot, find a hole. And the couple times they've tried it, it really hasn't, nothing really developed for them at all there.
May well be the final play of the opening quarter, as it's less than 5 seconds until then. I think that's what Lorena's going to let it be, as it will be the final play of the first quarter. We end the first. The Yeoman out in front by field goal. 10-7 is the score here at Yoe Field. This is Yoe Football at 105 on the Ranch.
It's your home away from home. The Budget Host Inn and Suites. Cable TV with flat screen LCD HD TV in each room. Guest laundry, fitness center, and pool. The Southern hospitality at Budget Host Inn and Suites shows through. They can accommodate your next business meeting in their meeting room and business center. Romantic getaway? Book a jacuzzi suite. So if it's a business trip, romantic getaway, or you just need a place to stay for the night, the Budget Host Inn and Suites in Cameron has a room for you. 102 Lafferty Avenue. Call 254-605-0610. BudgetHostCameron.com.
Back here at Yoe Field, we start our second quarter. Is our second quarter brought to you by Barrel Bump Smokers. That's for the easy-to-use, customized smokers, locally owned and operated and reasonably priced. Call 979-220-6147. You can also find them on Facebook, Barrel Bump Smokers. You need to contact. That's good stuff right there, and it's easy, super easy to use. Now the Lorena Leopards moving from right to left across the radio dial this time as they switch sides of the field for the second quarter here tonight. Twin receivers are off to the right side, one man alone to the left.
Looks like Lorena's changing their play here at the line of scrimmage.
Quarterback Smedjammer backs up. He's standing about his 30-yard line. And on a second down, hands off around the right side. They'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be a 3rd and 10 coming up.
Nice job there by Barbo, and I think that's Mondo Reyes is the other young man that was in on the tackle there, defending the zone play by the Leopards.
So on 3rd and 10, here in the Barrel Bump Smokers' second quarter.
It almost feels like after that first drive, Brett, that their offense may be a little confused by what our defense is doing, which is definitely a good thing for the Yeoman.
It is a good thing for the Yeoman, who right now lead this ball game 10-7. Here's a big 3rd down for the Leopards. Twins off to the left side. Smedjammer rolling to his right. He's looking that way. Lets one go on the run. That ball appeared to be caught in the air, but I think he caught it out of bounds. They are going to say I think he was out of bounds. He was. Yeah, and outstanding coverage there by Iverson Brazil. I'm not so sure that they didn't have a dual catch out of bounds on that ball. Well, it looked to me like he caught that in the air and landed out of bounds.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And it brings up 4th down, and we'll see the punting unit for the Leopards here.
Got Brazil and Goolsby back deep to return.
2 back, and here's the punt. It's going to be a good one. High and well kicked. Yeoman will field this ball at about the 33-yard line.
And we were offsides there, Brett, so if they want to kick it again, they can. I don't know if they'll elect to do that or just say, hey, they limited us to nothing on the return here.
See what they decide here. Definitely had an early start. Looks like they do want to kick it again.
Yeah. Well, I hope that comes back to bite them because we've got some dangerous return men back there. And so
11:05 on the clock. A penalty against the Cameron Yeoman, who were offsides on the 4th down punt try. So they have elected to kick again.
And again, Brazil and Goolsby back deep to receive.
What you want to avoid here is another offsides. This time, though, Yeoman will stay onside. It's going to be a kick that will bounce at about the 35, takes a Leopards roll inside the 25. And the Lorena defenders will down it at about the 22-yard line.
So it looks like they made the right decision there by forcing the re-kick.
So the Yeoman will have their first possession of the second quarter with 10:56 on the clock. Yeoman leading 10-7 here in this football game. Of course, this game has a ton of playoff implications, Driska. We're talking about Yeoman right now trying to stay in the thick of the playoff chase after the surprising loss last week. Every win helps from this point forward.
Yeah, you can't afford any losses here. You might still, if you lost one, you might still get in, but you don't know.
Going to be a handoff around the right side. Bouncing it out is going to be tailback. He will be wrestled out of bounds near the 25-yard line. I believe that was Hemphill on the carry.
Yeah, Hemphill being led around there by Johnson around their right side, picking up a couple of yards there.
So from the 24-yard line, just shy of the 25, second down and 8 for the Yoe offense. Leading 10-7 in this ball game against the Lorena Leopards. Trips are off to the left side for Cameron. Zeinert looks that way, and he is going to get hit from the front side. It goes down, a sack of Zeinert here by the Leopards.
Yeah, the Leopard left defensive end or outside linebacker there just bull rushed us, and we weren't able to stop him. And so, unfortunately, loss of about 6, 7, 8 yards there on the sack.
So third down and 14 for Cameron. Twins will line up to the right side for Cameron offensively. One man alone to the left. Two in the backfield with Zeinert, who's looking to throw. Got the bubble screen set up, but he's got a bunch of men right in front of him. Spins out now, backtracks inside the 10-yard line, and then he's going to be spun down at about the 10, maybe the 11.
I think that was a free play, though, Brett. They jumped off sides there, and so we're going to get 5 yards and be replaying third down.
Will be a penalty against Lorena. And that will be a huge thing for the Yeoman after that busted play.
Yeah, and you hate to fault Zakorian for continuing to give ground there, because if he can get across there, he can go all the way. But, man, you sure hate to give away that many yards under the shadows of your goalposts.
The Yeoman reset it third down and 9. On their own 23-yard line. Zeinert looking to throw. Gets this one out. We've got flags flying in as the ball's incomplete.
Was it incomplete or did he? It was definitely pass interference. We're trying to throw the out pattern there to Spikes, and they're just draped all over him there right in front of our bench.
I believe that's the same guy who got the out-of-bounds tackle earlier, Colt Dale.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
A couple of times the Yeoman have attacked him on that side.
And I tell you, Brett, I've noticed him kind of coming in with his helmet, leading with his helmet a couple of times. That I'm kind of surprised that he hadn't been called for that as well.
So that will be a pass interference call against Lorena. Gives the Yeoman a first down.
Very un-Leopard-like Ray Biles' team getting these penalties that they've gotten already here in the first half.
So on first and 10 now from about the 37-yard line. Handoff here, but little running room in this one. Maybe a yard.
And that was actually Zeinert there faking it to Johnson and pulling it just the last second there and trying to find a crease up the middle, but it just closed down too fast.
Second down and 9 for the Yeoman now. Inside 9.5 to go. Here in the first half.
I tell you, I wouldn't mind seeing that slant pattern to Spikes again right here.
Trips over to the left side for Zeinert. Looking to his right. He's going to let one go. And that's going to be run under and caught over the shoulder by Zakorian Spikes right there at the 30. You called the right number. Wrong pass.
Yeah, and I should have realized the fact that their corner was up in his face and thought whenever I saw that, what a great time to go deep to Spikes right here would be as well. And Coach Bashir and his staff saw that and made a great call right there.
30-plus yard pass for Zakorian Spikes, and that's going to be a Centex Auto first down. Puts the Yeoman on the Lorena's side of the field at the Leopards' 34-yard line. First and 10 for the Yeoman here. It's going to be Twins to the short side of the field here on the near side. Two-back set for Zeinert, who looks to throw. Looking right, lets it go. This one again, he just throws up, floated, and then he's going to, the intended receiver was just run over.
Wow, I can't believe they didn't call pass interference on that, Brett. We faked the bubble screen and tried to hit Sanchez over the top, like we've done so many years with that play, kind of run the fake tunnel screen. And the ball was underthrown. Sanchez had to basically stop and try to come back for it and was just run over by the defender, and no call.
No call. And so, after getting trucked.
Yeah.
Sanchez ended up on the ground, but no call there. Twins off to the right side, another two-back set. Going to be a handoff, and that is going to be for Johnson, who's got nowhere to go, back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and they're really loading up against the run right now, Brett, kind of daring us to throw, which is why you've probably seen us put the ball in the air several times already on this drive.
Going to be no gain after the handoff there. Third down coming up.
They've got four to six probably really good defensive linemen on the interior defense right there for Lorena, and they rotate those guys and keep them fresh, and so they're a formidable group for sure.
Yeoman are leading in this ball game 10-7 over Lorena. 8:20 to go here in the Barrel Bump Smokers second quarter. Yeoman come out, Twins to each side. Zeinert at quarterback. Surveys the field, but it looks like we're going to get a timeout. Yeoman will take one here. We'll take one with him. Yeoman out in front, 10-7 here in the second quarter. Brought to you by Barrel Bump Smokers. We're back in a moment.
You know the problem. More stuff than storage. Lone Star Structures has you covered. Lone Star Structures' skilled craftsmen have been building top-notch sheds since 1997. Design your own with their brand-new shed builder at LoneStarStructures.com or browse their available inventory for quick delivery. Lone Star Structures, Midway Drive exit in Temple or Highway 77 in Rosebud Lot. Call 800-551-4807. Lone Star Structures. Buy local. Buy from folks you trust.
Back here in the Barrel Bump Smokers second quarter, the Yeoman are out in front of this one 10-7. The Yeoman have the football and driving in Lorena territory. It's third down and 11 for the Yoe offense from the Leopards' 34-yard line. Cameron out in front by field goal, 10-7 in this one.
Games of other note, Brett, with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, Caldwell is leading Troy 6-0. Word is that Herbacic is out this week due to close contact.
And next week.
Yeah.
Twins to each side on third and 11 for the Yeoman. Looking to throw as Zeinert steps up and lets it go. That ball picked off at about the 15-yard line now, working his way back up the field, but tackled at about the 23. And a turnover by the Yeoman here.
Trying to hit Sanchez on a deep corner route right there and just floated the ball up in the air a little bit too long, and the Leopard defender was able to get in front of him and make the interception.
So after the turnover, and that will even the turnover margin and one apiece, 8:06 on the clock, as the Leopards will take over from their own 22-yard line. So Lorena with the football. Twins over to the left side for the quarterback, Smedjammer, who's looking to throw. And he's going to zip one out towards the left side. That ball is caught by Porter, but he paid for it.
Yeah, Goldsby came up from his safety position and made a great tackle right there, right at the spot of the catch.
Porter is a freshman, true freshman for the Leopards, and he's a good-looking prospect. He's a big kid for a freshman. Whereas Goolsby, also a freshman, he's a little kid.
Yeah.
Two in the backfield with Smedjammer, who takes a snap, hands off around the right side, trying to throw a stiff arm, still throwing one, but he's going to go way down here as flags come flying in. But that was a loss of yards, or would have been. See what the penalty is.
Yeah, Fabian Solomon from his linebacker position and Randy Flores coming up from his safety position, forcing the running back out of bounds right there for a loss of a couple yards.
It looks like it's going to be against the Leopards.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a block in the back. Or is it holding? Yeah.
So holding against the Lorena will push the Leopards back. That'll help the Yoe defense. And after a great opening drive by Lorena, the Yoe defense has really clamped down.
they've done a really good job. You're right. Outside of that opening drive, they've kind of, I don't know if they've got Lorena confused. They really don't look like they know exactly what they want to do against the Yoe defense.
So a second down and about 17, it looks like, for Lorena, as trying to set up a screenplay. Lets it go at the 15-yard line, now working his way back towards the middle of the field, breaking through defenders and weaving his way through traffic, gets across the 30 to about the 35, and it's enough for a first down, and that is a huge play by Lorena.
Yeah, I tell you, Coach Biles made a great call right there. We were pretty much bringing the house there, and so the screen call was just the absolute perfect call against the Yoe defense on that down right there.
7 minutes to go before halftime. Yeoman leading 10-7 in this ball game. First and 10 for the Leopards from their own 35-yard line. Twins over to the right side. Quarterback keeper here for Smedjammer, who somehow skirts through the middle of the line and picks up about 4 yards.
Yeah, he really, again, they've run that play several times there, and I'm not sure what the design of it really is. It's almost like a old single wing type play or something. Just snap the ball to the guy and let him try to kind of dance around back there till he can pick a hole.
Well, the line for Lorena is big enough that when he kind of ducked down like he did, he kind of got lost.
Yeah, he can be hard to see.
Sending a man in motion. Leopards, though, hand off here to the tailback. Trying to bounce out. Instead, spins out of the first tackle. Tries to spin out of another one, and instead will be drugged down. And I think he lost a couple of yards.
Yeah, I tell you, Landon Green was getting held there at the kind of the point of attack at the corner, but did a great job of holding ground a little bit and making them bubble it out a little bit more so that some other Yeoman could get over there and make the stop.
That was Caden Madkins who had the carry, and Yeoman is down.
Yeah, I believe that's Eduardo Gill,
who, of course, playing with an injury here tonight, and that is not one player you want to see down if you are a Yoe fan.
No, he's been definitely a mainstay for the Yoe defense in that interior line. Strong and quick young man, and so you definitely hate to see him. You hate to see anybody hurt, but you sure hate to see the young man like that hurt.
And we are getting him up. He will walk gingerly off the field here. And it'll be interesting to see how long he will be able to go here tonight. Again, playing with an injury. Was told that he would be a game-time decision. He has been out there for a lot of plays already.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's missed maybe more than about 3 or 4 plays on the defensive side of the ball.
So, 3rd down and 8 for the Leopards as we resume play here. 6 minutes to go before halftime. Leopards looking to throw. Smedjammer rolling to his right, tries to escape. Instead, he goes down, sacked for a huge loss.
And that's Landon Green coming from the backside, the blind side, from out of his outside linebacker position there. He beat his man off the edge and just tracked Smedjammer down from behind and jumped right on his back and drug him to the ground.
So 4th down and a bunch coming up here. About 7, 4th and 17 actually, it looks like, for the Leopards, who come out in a punting formation. The Yeoman will send 2 deep, both standing about the 35-yard line. 5.5 to go before halftime, as the kick is going to be a good one. Backing up are the Yoe receivers. That's going to be fielded on a high bounce. Makes a move at the 25. Now he's across the 30, being chased down from behind at the 40-yard line. The ball does come out.
I think they had already ruled him down, though, but that's Iverson Brazil, I think, was a young man that fielded that ball on the bounce and cut in behind Goolsby there, which kind of caused a little bit of a block and picked up a nice gain for the Yeoman right there. I really love it when a kid has the confidence to pick the ball up off a bounce like that and try to get something out of the return.
What a great move that was on the first step, too.
Yeah, I love seeing the confidence of kids whenever they're not afraid to field those balls.
5:12 to go before halftime. Yeoman leading 10-7. 1st down and 10 from the 41-yard line of Cameron Yoe. Yeoman with the football here. Twins off to the left side, looking that direction. Steps into the pocket, lets it go. That is well thrown. Ball is hauled in at the 30-yard line, now across the 20. There's the 10. One man to beat, dives into the end zone. No signal yet, just short of the end zone.
Looks like they're going to mark him out at about the 3.5, Brett. He dove for it, but I guess his foot must have stepped out as he was getting ready to make his dive right there.
An incredible display of athleticism. First to catch that ball, and then to make the run after the catch that he did. It sets the Yeoman up inside the Bling Box Boutique red zone. 1st and goal for Cameron.
Yeah, great catch by Hemphill there on the post pattern.
So 4:58 left before halftime. Yeoman come out, Twins off to the left side, and Zeinert picks this one up off the ground, hands off, and he's got nowhere to go, as that one's going to be stopped right from the beginning.
Yeah, snap was a little bit low there, so we're lucky that Zane was able to scoop it up off the turf and hand it to Hemphill, who was lined up at the running back position there, but no gain for the Yeoman on the play.
Well, the bruising tailback does check in here. Keyshawn Johnson just went into the ball game. That gives the Yeoman a little extra heft, some extra blocking too, or at least more power anyway.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to line up at the running back position this time. And I can't tell who that is we have at our sniffer back position. I think that's Fabian Solomon.
2nd and goal from the 3-yard line, and this time it's Johnson who is going to power forward for a yard, maybe.
Yeah, it gets down to about the 1, I believe. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be right at the 1-yard line.
So a 3rd and goal coming up for the Yeoman. Clock continues to run here in the first half. Coming up on 3:45 left in the Barrel Bump Smokers second quarter. Again, the Yeoman on 3rd and goal. Again, the handoff right up the gut, and this one will get in. Touchdown, Yeoman.
Same play there. Johnson behind Solomon, just trying to mash it in as hard as we can, and great job of never giving up on the play.
Increases the Yo lead 16-7. And an extra point try is coming up now. Your extra point try brought to you by Cryer Collision. For all your auto body repair needs, call Cryer Collision at 697-2122. There's the snap and the kick. That one will be through and true. The Yeoman lead it 17-7 here at Yo Field over the Lorena Leopards. 3:37 to go before halftime. This is Yo Football at 105 on the Ranch.
So you're feeling out of alignment. Don't ignore the signs and think maybe they'll go away. Head straight to Just Chiropractic in Temple and see Dr. Barbara Proctor. With over 20 years experience, she'll get you adjusted and on your way with no hassles, contracts, or startup costs. Just Chiropractic is the home of the affordable adjustment, offering $20 spinal adjustments anytime. No appointments necessary and no insurance needed. It's Just Chiropractic, located at 1915 West Avenue in Mid-Temple, or call 254-791-5045.
Welcome back to Yo Field. Yeoman now out in front by 2 scores. The score is 17-7. Cameron over Lorena here. This is a huge District 11-3A clash for both teams, really, when you look at it, as we were going to be talking about throughout the game here tonight. But let's get to our Don's Paint Body scoring drive first, brought to you by Don's Painted Body. It's 4 plays, 59 yards. Keyshawn Johnson takes it in from about 3 yards out. The Yeoman then kicked the extra point to make it 17-7. A 10-point lead for the Yeoman. That's your Don's Painted Body scoring drive. That's Don's Painted Body. Call 697-2011. Yeah, a huge game with playoff implications are concerned for Cameron. They're trying to stay in the playoff chase. Lorena is trying to stay at the top. As kickoff comes here, that's going to be fielded at the 31-yard line, and a nice play by number 2, Jaden Sanchez, to come down flying in and tomahawked him at about the knee.
Yeah, he came from that outside contained position and was kind of shot looked like he was shot out of a cannon, like a missile shot out of a cannon there. And you're right, he just kind of swiped him with his arm and just took him out.
Turf monster got him. 17-7 is the score. Yeoman are in front. 3:35 left in this first half. Twin receivers to each side for the Leopards here as they look to get this drive started. Looking to throw, going to dump one off for the screen pass here. That one's going to break through the first tackler, still trying to break out of another, but instead will eventually be drugged down across the midfield 50-yard line.
Oh, man, I tell you, Brett, Solomon had the play kind of sniffed out there and was right there to make the play, but just couldn't hang on. And luckily, Big Bailey was able to really move well for a big guy and catch him from behind. But looks like he's be a little hobbled now. He's going to have some help getting off the field.
Yeah, at first I thought he'd just come out of his shoe. He stomped his foot a couple of times like his shoe would come off, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but the good news is that Gill is back in the game.
3:27 on the clock after the first down by the Leopards. Ball's on the Yoe side of the field from the Cameron 49-yard line. Yeoman out in front by 10. Twin receivers to each side. They send a man in motion. Now trips off to the right for Schitthammer, who's looking right now. Fires one deep. This one got one man to beat. That ball is actually going to be caught, and that will be a huge gain for the Leopards inside a 20-yard line to about the 17.
Just kind of a jump ball down the middle of the field there, and Flores was actually in pretty good position, and then kind of overran the ball late, and that freshman from Lorena is so talented, he just went up and brought it down.
So after the huge gain at the 18-yard line comes quarterback keeper. They tried to throw some trickery in there. They sent Porter in motion, but the quarterback ended up hanging on to that, and he had nowhere to go, lost a yard.
Yeah, they're trying to, again, use that speed jet sweep motion to try to draw your eyes away from what they're doing. Then they fake the handoff to the running back, but Dominic Rangel had none of it right there.
Twins to each side, to the left or tight, to the right, way out. Now the quarterback, Schitthammer, looking to throw. This is going to be the slant to the middle of the end zone, but that ball is off the fingertips of the intended receiver and incomplete.
Ooh, we were really lucky right there, Brett, because they had freshman on freshman, and they had our freshman beat right there. So luckily, their quarterback overthrew theirs by a couple of inches there, or we'd be looking at a PAT.
2:33 left before halftime, again with twin receivers here for the Leopards, two to each side. Schitthammer rolling to his right, looking that direction, still looking, throws on the run. That ball batted away by the Yoe defender.
And that was Goolsby that time, again, freshman on freshman. They're trying to hit their kid on the quick out pattern there, and Goolsby just dove for the ball at the last second and knocked it to the turf.
Brings up third down for the Leopards, 3rd and 12. Ball's at the 20-yard line of Cameron Yoe.
And I think I'm actually incorrect there. I think that's Fabian Bonham, not Goolsby, that was defending on that play.
2.5 to go before halftime. Another two wide receivers set to each side. Schitthammer fakes a handoff, looking to throw towards the end zone, and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver.
Ooh, and he was pretty much open too, Brett.
He was.
They're really having a hard time completing the pass right now against air.
That ball, or that receiver, was wide open in the end zone. It went in and out of his hands. Yeoman lucky there.
Yeah, lucky there. And the other thing is, Brett, is I feel like we still have time to put another score on the board right here before half.
2:25 on the clock. It was a turnover on downs by the Leopards, so 1st and 10 for the Yoe offense here. They'll take it from their own 20-yard line. Yeoman send twins over to the left side, one man alone to the right. Two in the backfield with Zeinert, with a sniffer back to the left. And it's going to be a handoff following that sniffer back, darting around the right side. Now cuts upfield, up across the 40, and then finally will spin out of bounds. And a nice gain, another Centex Auto first down for Hemphill.
Yeah, just that zone play to Hemphill over the right side of the line of scrimmage, and he did a really good job of being patient and allowing his blocks to kind of set up right there to find a gap to cut through, and then when he did, turned on the jets for a minute there.
Seen a lot of Hemphill at tailback tonight.
Yeah, you're right. We have, and we actually saw Sanchez in there for a couple plays on that last drive, which is the first time I've seen him in line up at the tailback position this year.
Now trips are off to the left side this time. That includes Hemphill. 2:17 on the clock. 1st and 10 for the Yeoman. Looking to throw his Zeinert. A little loose with the football there for a second, but eventually goes down, and he is going to end up on the ground for about a 3-4 yard loss.
Yeah, we were trying to get spikes on a double move out here on our sideline, but the protection just broke down there. And you're right. The one thing I would sure like to see Zane do is be a little more protective of the ball there. Kind of held it out there just one-handed as he was going down. So need to be careful and protect the ball a little better there.
Actually, it goes down as a 6-yard loss. 2nd down and 16 for the Yeoman. 1:43 on the clock as Zeinert looks to throw here. Gets this one out quickly. And that ball nearly caught on a dive, but in and out, and it's going to be incomplete.
Sanchez on the out pattern there used spikes to run the secondary coverage, the deep man off, and tried to hit Sanchez coming up underneath there, but just overthrew him just a little bit.
Incredible effort for Sanchez to even get his hands on that ball.
Yeah, it was. I tell you a play I would like to see right here, Brett, might be because of the way that they're playing us in the secondary. They're really defending the pass right now, but they're also coming hard with the rush. Would be a draw play.
About 1:37 left before halftime. 3rd down and 16. Trips over to the right side, and the quarterback's going to keep this one with a blocker in front, up across the 40. Midfield, still on his feet, across the 50 to the 45. Ball comes out, and Lorena jumped on it.
The official, I think, did he call him down?
Not sure. No, they're marking
it
where the Leopards recovered the football. So Zinard with a Herculean effort, but ends up coughing it up at the end of the run, and the Leopards will take over with 1.5 minutes to go before halftime.
Great run by Zinard there on what was essentially almost a quarterback draw with the lead blocker there, but just didn't take care of the ball at the end of the play.
So with 1:28 to go, Yeoman leading 17-7. Cameron committing another turnover, 2nd of the night. Now it's 1st and 10 for the Leopards. Quarterback Benjamin rolling to his left, fires, and that ball is going to be nearly picked off. Yeoman had their hands on it, but ends up falling to the turf.
Yeah, they're running a flood play there on that rollout where they've got a guy deep, a guy intermediate, and a guy shallow, and he tried to hit the intermediate pattern, and Randy Flores laid a lick on him, and at the same time, Mondo Reyes almost picked it off.
1:24 to go. 2nd and 10 for the Leopards. Ball's at their own 48-yard line. And this time they'll roll to the right. Actually, it's going to be a pitch play. Instead, quarterback keeps it, cuts upfield, and he's going to pick up 6 yards.
Yeah, nice little speed option play there by the Lorena Leopards.
So a 3rd down and 4 for Lorena here. Clock coming up on 1 minute left in the half. Twins to each side this time for the Leopards. Looking to throw. Going to be a short pass. That's tipped, I think. It ends up incomplete.
Yeah, it was batted at the line of scrimmage there. I'm not sure which one of the Yeoman was able to get up and get a hand on it, but knocked the ball down as it was crossing the line of scrimmage, so incomplete on the play.
So a 4th down for the Leopards. Went for it on 4th down. Down around the 20-yard line just a moment ago. Now from the 46-yard line, facing 4th and 4. Twins to each side. They send a man in motion. Quarterback going to pitch around the right side. They've got lots of running room here. Flags coming in and down the sideline to the 30 and goes out of bounds. But again, flags back here near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be holding at the point of attack there on that speed option. They put that guy in speed motion there to try to, again, draw the defender's eyes away from where they're going to run the ball. And then because we're playing man-to-man defense right now, our secondary guys aren't there to provide any run support on that speed option. So that's why the play was able to go for so many yards, in addition to the fact that they held our guy.
Yeah. Holding helps. It will be another 4th down for the Leopards, but from a lot further away, the 4th and 14.
It looks like they're running the punt team on here.
52.5 seconds or so to go before halftime here. Of course, coming up at halftime, we'll have the Germania halftime report. Yeoman leading in this ball game, 17-7. Leopards getting ready to punt here on 4th down. And it's going to be another good punt. That's going to be fielded around the 20. Dropped it, and now have to fall on it. Yeoman inside their own 20-yard line.
And that was actually Hemphill back there trying to return the kick that time, and just wasn't able to reel it in. I would think here with 45 seconds to go, kind of in the shadows of our own end zone, we might just run it a couple times here and get out of the half with the 17-7 lead.
45.4 seconds left. That's all that separates these two teams from the locker rooms. Yeoman out in front by 2 scores, leading by 10, 17-7. 1st and 10 for the Yeoman from their own 17-yard line. 2-back set for Zinard. Twins off to his right, and he's going to hand off around the left side, now cutting back towards the middle of the formation, and he's finally going to be wrapped up by a host of defenders.
Never did get him down on the ground, though.
Nope. Did not. Clock continues to run inside 30 seconds left.
And Coach Brashear's calling the troops over to the sideline, so I'm thinking that's going to be the last play of the half right there.
That very well should be, as play clock has about 5 seconds more than the game clock, so that may well be the final play of our first half. Yeoman will go into the locker room leading by a score of 17-7 over the Lorena Leopards here at Yoe Field. You're listening to Yoe Football on 105.1 The Ranch. The Germania halftime report is next.
This is the Germania Insurance Halftime Report, live from the stadium, brought to you by Lisa Roden, your Germania Insurance agent in Cameron.
To our Germania halftime report here this evening, Yeoman are out in front of Lorena, 17-7 is the score. And Kenny, this has been an interesting football game here. This is, I actually thought this would probably, much like we thought last week, might be a bit of a high-scoring affair. But, look, we've seen the Yoe defense come out week in and week out and has been really the strong point of the Yeoman here this season. And after a really crisp opening drive by Lorena, Yoe defense has been lights out.
Yeah, that first drive, you're right. Crisp was a great way to describe their first drive. Very efficient, very effective, and they looked like they were hitting on all cylinders. And I'll be honest, at that point, I was pretty worried about what the rest of the ball game was going to look like. But the Yoe defense has really stiffened up since that first drive, and really has kind of kept Lorena off balance offensively, where they really look like they're not sure exactly what it is they want to do.
Yeah, it's kind of been a turn of events, so to speak, is because we came in talking to this game about we couldn't figure out what Cameron wanted to do offensively. Tonight, Lorena seems to be that team since Cameron has made adjustments defensively, and Lorena hadn't figured that out yet.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you have to be super proud of all those youngsters that are out there playing on that Yoe defense. Young linebacking core and some young guys in secondary, and I mean, there's not really enough to be said about the way that they've played.
Yeah, 6 sophomores and a freshman starting for the Yoe defense, and as good as they have played this year, pretty impressive. And then they've done that here tonight. And this is Lorena is no slouch when it comes to offense. This is a team that is coming down from 4A, was an uber successful 4A program. Now here in 3A, you can look at them. For those of you that are watching at home, thanks to Kelvin, Sport Picks USA, and those guys, that you have a chance to have eyeballs in this game if you can't be here. They look like a football team. They're big kids, and yet Cameron has kind of had their way defensively.
Yeah, they've got some great-looking kids. Their offensive line is big and beefy. The number 7, that freshman, I mean, he's as good-looking kid that you'll see anywhere, and he's just a freshman. Quarterback is extremely athletic and throws the ball well. They got several other guys that can really run as well, But our defense has really come to play here tonight.
Yeah, they have. They've done an outstanding job. They've gotten lucky a couple of times too. I don't want to take that away, but that's part of what makes this game what it is. You've got to be good and lucky sometimes.
Yeah, we talked about in the pregame. Their coach. I mean, he's been the head coach there for 28 years. Is a legend. He's put them in position a couple of times to make some big yards on some big plays. They've had some receivers that have had some drops in the end zone. They've caught us right a couple of times. Caught us right on the screen pass, a big screen pass where they made a lot of yards. We were coming with a blitz there, and then also they caught us when we're in man-to-man defense in the secondary. And so we're running with those receivers. They're running the speed option where we left. So they've had the right play call a few times. Of course, they've had a few penalties that hurt them as well. But the Yoe defense is really, when it came down to it, they've made the plays so far here tonight.
Yeah, and for offensively, for all that we made of the offense, really in the pregame here tonight, Cameron's offense has played well enough in this first half.
Yeah, they have. the thing is you still might be a little disappointed, I am at least, that we haven't scored more than we have, with the playmakers that we have on that side of the ball. We constantly talk about, Johnson and Bynum and Spikes and Hemphill and Sanchez and Coolsby and all of those guys, there's just a lot of weapons. But it's our defense that, had us in the ball game last week and has us really, with the lead here right now tonight.
Let's bring in Josh Pratt on board here right now and get some first half stats. Your halftime stats right now brought to you by Josh Pratt and A&R Cattle Company in Burlington. Let's put you on here, Josh. What you got?
All right, we've got Lorena with 9 first downs in the first half, just 111 total yards. Ben Smedgehammer, 7 for 13, 98 yards, no touchdowns. Jaden Porter, 3 catches for 48 yards. Reed Michna, 2 catches for 30 yards. And Will Teague, 1 catch for 13 yards. On the ground, Lorena just 14 carries for 13 yards. Jaden Porter, 2 carries for 14 yards. And a couple of negative plays that half. For the Yeoman, 10 first downs, 205 yards. Zane Zeinert, 5 of 13 for 97 yards and 1 touchdown. For Hemphill, 4 catches for 72 yards and a score. And Zachorian Spikes, 1 catch for 25 yards. The Yeoman have rushed the ball 20 times for 108 yards. For Hemphill, 7 carries for 77 yards. Zane Zeinert, 6 carries for 16. And Keyshawn Johnson, 7 carries for 15 yards and a touchdown.
All right, there's your halftime stats with Josh Pratt, brought to you by A&R Cattle Company in Burlington. And there's some interesting numbers right there. You heard hardly any rushing yard, but yard per carry for Lorena. That's, if you'd have told me that, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, that definitely, for sure. And we talked, just a few minutes ago about what a great job the Yoe defense has done so far. They've had a few kind of big plays offensively running the ball, but they've had a lot of negative plays. Excuse me, we've really been able to get after them up front, even though they've got a really good-looking offensive line. We've been able to really get after them with our defensive front, and our linebackers have done a great job of being able to flow to the play as well, which tells you again that our guys down in the trenches are doing a good job. For sure. We've got the Yoe Band coming up next here on your halftime report. This performance of the award-winning Yoe High School Marching Band is presented here on the Germania Halftime Show by Ideal Poultry in Cameron, who are always a big supporter of Yoe Band, athletics, and academics. And again, your Yoe Band coming up here, and it's we'll get the full band experience tonight now that we're at home. Yeah, that's exactly right. Got the full band here at home. And, of course, they got a late start, couldn't start their drill till September 8th, so, they've been able to add a little bit more each week and everything. And they've got their first contest coming up on November the 7th in Robinson. I don't have a time for that, but I know it's November 7th in Robinson's their first contest. As soon as they get started, we will bring you that performance. Again, brought to you by Ideal Poultry. Meanwhile, we've got a lot to continue to break down as far as this football game is concerned. We'll get into that and continue to also talk about playoff implications in this game. And right now, though, the Yeoman out in front, 17-7, and Yeoman looking pretty good right now. Yeah, we are for sure. We're definitely in control of this ball game, and keep saying it. It's because of that Yoe defense here tonight. We're still working on what we can do. All right, here's your Yoe Band.
Joe High School Marching Yeoman Band.
That is your award-winning Yale High School marching band presented here on the Germania Halftime Show by Ideal Poultry of Cameron. Always huge supporters, of course, of the Yeoman athletics and academics. Tell you what, let's take a 60-second time out here on the Germania Halftime Report. When we come back on the other side, we'll continue talking about the first half, what we expect out of the second. We'll get to some scores as well. That's all coming up here on the Germania Halftime Report.
It's a trust as true as Texas, a friend with a helping hand. When you want to ensure the good things in life, trust Germania.
Is your insurance company taking too big a bite out of your apple? When you're shopping for property insurance, think about coverage, service, and price. Make sure you're getting the most for your money. When you compare apples to apples, you'll see that Germania Insurance delivers outstanding value, competitive rates, flexible payment options, and discounts. Plus, Germania offers 24/7 customer claim service. Trusted by Texans since 1896. Don't give up service or sacrifice coverage. Compare apples to apples. Then choose the outstanding value offered by Germania Insurance.
So when you want to ensure the good things in life, trust Germania.
Call 697-4683 for Sharon Ruback, representative of Ruback Insurance and Germania Farm Mutual Companies.
Back on the Germania Halftime Show, as Yeoman are out in front 17-7 here at the half. Yeoman have looked good here in the first half. You and I, well, you mostly, against Troy, said we were going to be in for a shootout. That didn't happen. We had a defensive showcase last week. This week, I kind of thought we'd see scores in the 30s by both teams. Cameron may still get there. They've got 17 presently, so they're halfway there. But I thought we would see a lot closer football game. But Cameron out in front right now by 2 scores, a 10-point lead here.
Yeah, the Lorena offense scares me to death, Brett. So I can't talk again about how proud I am of the Yeoman defense here in the first half, because the Lorena offense they can beat you so many different ways. The running back is good. The quarterback can run the ball. He can definitely throw the ball, and they can, they got several receivers that, that can go the distance on any play. So, the fact that we held them to 7 points here in the first half, I think is just absolutely phenomenal. And I'm like you, I thought the game would be, about a 36-32 type ball game, and we're a little off that pace right now, I would say. But, as long as we're on the top, on top of the scoreboard, I don't care if it's 2-0 or 200-0 or 200-198, I guess.
That's a fair point. I'll take that. As offensively, we've already discussed this a good bit. Cameron about even when we heard the numbers from Josh a few minutes before the band took the field. Roughly 100 yards on both sides of the football. And, Cameron has always prided itself on being a balanced offensive football program. That's what you're looking at, 100 yards of total offense, or 100 yards of offense on rushing and passing.
Yeah, exactly. You can't be more balanced really than we are right now. About 200 yards of total offense, about 100 on the ground, 100 in the air. So, definitely been able to kind of take what they've given us. There's been a few times where they've really crowded the line of scrimmage, and so when they have, and at the same time they've got up in our receivers' faces, and so we've been able to hit them with the slant pattern, or the had Hemphill and Spikes both caught deep balls against them, and then when they've been able to, whenever they backed off and got into a almost not really a prevent type defense, but definitely a more pass defense minded set, then we've been able to run the ball effectively whenever they've lined up that way.
Yeah, when you look at the way this game has played out, Cameron seems to have controlled the clock for the most part, which has also limited Lorena's touches.
Yeah, and that's that's maybe the best thing that the Yeoman offense has done tonight is have some drives of over 10 plays per drive. We've really eaten up a lot of the clock. We've kind of done to them what a lot of teams, have been able to do to us over past years. And keep their defense on the field felt like the majority of the first half.
Sure did. We got still plenty of time here on the Germania halftime report. Of course, the Yoe marching band already has come through. The other thing that we've taken note of here tonight, offensively for Cameron, is there's been a change in the backfield. Keyshawn Johnson got the start tonight, which we've seen that before, but we've seen a lot of Pharrell Hemphill at tailback tonight. He has had a ton of carries. In fact, he's already piled up 7 of those for 77 yards tonight. And we've seen the Yeoman do that in the past, in previous weeks, where they put Hemphill back there or they put Spikes back there, but we're talking like a couple of plays in a game, 7 already this time for Hemphill. You want to find ways to get your playmakers the football, and especially when your offense has been struggling. That's what Cameron has done tonight.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Pharrell is one of those guys that, he's done it, in a lot of ball games this year already where, he can score from anywhere on the field. I know he had a long run against Franklin. He had a long run against Troy. He's had some big catches for big yardage against some people. He's a guy that, he's dangerous anywhere he lines up on the field, whether it's at wide receiver or running back. And so, that's smart coaching, is getting the ball into those guys like his hands, as much as you possibly can.
So you've got the second half coming up here in a few minutes. What do you want to see from Cameron in the second half?
Well, I think, we need to continue to take whatever it might be that they give us so that we can continue to keep their offense off the field. If their offense isn't out there, it's hard for them to score points. So, if we will continue to, see what, adjust to their adjustments, is the first thing I think we need to do. And then, defensively, we just need to continue, playing smart, sound defense. Like I said, we got caught a couple of times in a few things where, we were in a man defense in the secondary and they ran us off and tried to run speed option, underneath where we left, or they caught us in a blitz on that screenplay there. But, for the most part, we've done a really good job of bottling up their ground game. And then because of that, we've been able to dictate whenever they're throwing the ball. And so then we've been able to kind of heat up the pass rush a little bit then at that time.
Yeah, the other thing too is how important is it for Cameron to come out here having deferred and you're going to get the football here in the second half, go down and score?
Yeah, it's one of those things where, we talk about it all the time where, if you can, score right before the half and then you're getting the ball and you can go down and score again, or, you can get a big stop right before the half and then you can, take the open kickoff and go down and score, what a shot of energy that can be, we talked about it in the Rockdale game, where we were right there in that game at the half, and we said, okay, we're getting the ball first. Let's see what we can go at. If we can go down and score right here, then we got a shot, coming back in this ball game. And of course, we fumbled that second half, opening kickoff of the second half there, and then it was kind of Katie bar the door from that point on. So, it's very important. It's one of those things where, if we can go down and score, right away here on this first drive, especially if it could be one like we've, had so far tonight, we've kind of used up some time off the clock, and that kind of stuff kept their defense out there, might be really demoralizing to their team and kind of, be a kill shot type play.
Yeah, I think that's what you've got to have if you are Cameron. Look, this is going to lead into our playoff discussion, and that is that Cameron is right now in a spot they're not accustomed to being in at 2-2, 500 in district play. Lorena is a spot ahead of them presently with 1 loss. A couple of other teams with just 1 loss in front of them. So Cameron is in a spot where they're in control of their own destiny as far as the playoffs go, but they're also running out of chances.
Yeah, usually at this time of the season, halfway through district, we know that we're in and by now, and we're just kind of, jockeying for, or what our playoff position is going to be. We had a few slip ups, and so we're not there right now. Right now we're fighting to make sure we can get in, so we talked about in the pregame, if you go 0-2, you're done. So, and the thing is, 1-1 might not get it. Of course, with Troy looking like they're struggling tonight. They're down 6-0 at the half. You never know how they're going to finish up. At this point, you're not sure how anybody's going to finish up in this district. So, any win you can get is an important one for sure.
All right, let's take our final break here on the Germania Halftime Report. When we come back on the other side, we'll get to some scores in the area. We're back in just a moment here on The Ranch.
As true as Texas, a friend with a helping hand. When you want to ensure the good things in life, trust Germania.
Are you comparing apples to apples on your insurance coverage?
Apples to apples?
Yeah, like making sure you have a great rate and outstanding coverage.
My company says they have the lowest rates, but I'm not sure about coverage.
How about service? When you're shopping for property insurance, do you compare coverage, service, and price to make sure you're getting the most for your money?
I never thought to ask.
Well, Germania Insurance has been insuring Texans for over 100 years.
I do need to do some comparing.
Just make sure you're comparing apples to apples with the right coverage and outstanding rates for property, auto, and your family.
So when you want to ensure the good things in life, trust Germania.
Call 697-4683 for Sharon Ruback, representative of Ruback Insurance and Germania Farm Mutual Companies.
Here on the Germania Halftime Report, Yeoman out in front, 17-7 over the Lorena Leopards in their final home game of the year, and also the next to last game of the regular season here for the Yeoman. Again, playoff implications for this game. We've kind of been kicking that around here throughout the game. We'll see how that plays. Right now, let's take a look around the rest of the area and see what kind of scores we can come up with. Kenny, what you got?
Yeah, you got mentioned a couple times that Caldwell leads Troy 6-0 at the half. Troy playing without their All-American Zach Habachik this week, and then in the other district ball game, you've got Rockdale leading Academy 26-7 at the half. McGregor, of course, is on the bye this week, which concerns me for next week. And the fact that they've got 2 weeks to prepare for us.
So did Lorena. Didn't they?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so you worry about that right there going forward. But let's see some other scores in the area. You've got Milano trailing Iola right now, 51-6 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. You got Thorndale over Thrall, 14-6 at the half. I think that's an upset in the makings right there. Brock leads Boyd 28-0 at the half. Navarro 24-9 over Wimberley. That's probably the best two teams in that league right there. Temple up 34-0 over Bryan High at the half. Belton leading Coppers Cove 14-7 with 8 minutes 48 seconds to go in the third quarter. Liberty Hill 35-0 over Austin McCallum. Liberty Hill's the class of that district for sure.
By far.
Yeah. You got China Spring is up 56-0 over Robinson after their loss to Salado last week. Robinson is really, really struggling this year. Waco Connolly 42-0 over Gatesville with a minute to go, or looks like right at halftime. Gatesville continues to struggle this year. West leading Dallas Madison 24-7 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Waco La Vega trails Midlothian Heritage 14-13.
Wow.
With just starting the third quarter. We talked about that off the air. I always say that if I'm La Vega, I'll pick La Vega against anybody. I don't care who they're playing. So I think they got a chance to come back there. Dawson leads Marlin 42-0 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Holland leads Rosebud Lot 29-6 at the half. Franklin 35-20 over Buffalo. That may be for the district title in that district over there, if I'm not mistaken. Lexington over Florence 13-0 at the half. That game's a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Lago Vista 21-7 at the half. Rogers up huge over Riesel, 39-0 at the half after their big come from behind win over Lexington last week.
Those Coach Roten boys.
Yeah, picked up the win there. Trailed the entire game, took the lead, 37 seconds to go, and then last one I got is Salado up 26-0 over Gerald at the half.
Excellent. There's a look at your area scoreboard. We need to get out of our Germania halftime report. We've got the second half coming up here in about a minute. You're listening to Yo Football on 105.1 The Ranch.
The Germania Insurance Halftime Report. Game nights on KMIL during Cameron Yoe football. The second half of tonight's game is next.
Never know.
Back into our second half of football here tonight. The Yeoman out in front 17-7. The two teams have now returned to the field as we've come out of halftime. The Yeoman out in front here as we start our second half. This third quarter tonight is going to be brought to you by Etcho in Texas. They are open Thursday through Saturday over at the Arlen's parking lot. That's where you can get the best barbecue in town. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff the Galvans are cooking up, and I think it's once in a while, too, they go over to Milan County Livestock Auction set up over there, too. So if you don't find them there on a Saturday, on a Friday, on a sale day, then go over there, because that's where it's going to be. That's where you can get as fresh a meat as you want, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And Brett, I had it twice this week.
You did?
Yeah. I recently got a $25 gift certificate, and so I went over there Thursday.
I should clarify first that you did not get that from KMIL.
I did not get it from KMIL, no. That was given to me by one of my employees for Boss's Day last week. And so Thursday I went over there to get my barbecue baked potato, and the person in front of me, Brett, bought the last two.
You sound bitter.
I was bitter, but I was hot. I was not happy. So I had the Hecho stack instead of the baked potato, and man, let me tell you, it was good. And then went back today, but I went early today to make sure I got my barbecue baked potato today.
Good stuff there. All right, we need to draw a name for the 3-meat plates to Etcho in Texas, and the first name we've drawn is Shanna Kimbrell. Shanna Kimbrell. So if the Yeoman will score a touchdown here in this third quarter, brought to you by Etcho in Texas, you want a 3-meat plate to that barbecue place, which is wonderful, wonderful food. We've got our second half kick coming here. It's going to be an angled kick. The second half kickoff brought to you by Little River Event Center. Fielded at the 15-yard line, finding a big hole now up across the 30, darting down the sideline. The 40 makes a move at the 50, breaks through one arm tackle, then drugged down at the Lorena 34-yard line.
I tell you, Brett, Lorena did something right there that hardly anybody has done this year, and that's kick deep to us. With Sykes and Hemphill back there, man, that's awful dangerous. And we, as good a return as that was, usually you think that's because we were able to really set up our return. Really, they had great pursuit there, but they left a little crease. And when you leave Zachorian Spikes a crease, he's going to make you pay.
He did right there. Yeoman now with the football. 1st and 10, set up with excellent field position from the Lorena 32-yard line. Yeoman moving right to left on the radio dial. Twin back set here for Zeinert, who hands off, trying to find some running room. Still spinning around, now darting around to the left, and that's where he is going to be stood up. But never went down, but he will get credit for the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, really lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage there. We ran the kind of a counter-type play where we faked it to one back and gave it to the other one going the other direction, but just wasn't anything there for Hemphill to be able to make any yards on that one.
Clock running through 11:20 to go here in the Etcho in Texas third quarter. Yeoman leading 17-7. 2nd down and 9 for the Yo offense here on the Lorena side of the football field. Twin receivers for each side for Zeinert, the quarterback. He's got one man in the backfield for extra protection. Zeinert, though, is going to be sacked on this one, back down near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it's a big defensive end, real athletic young man, just beating us off the corner there, and was able to kind of catch Zane from behind where he didn't see him there. Zane's got to feel that guy there and step forward on that play in the pocket.
So after a big loss there, a 3rd down coming up for the Yeoman, and about a 3rd and 17. So 3rd and long here for Cameron. Clock inside 10.5 to go in this third quarter. Yeoman, of course, had won the opening coin toss and elected to defer, so they got the ball first here in the second half. Zeinert lets it go. That ball nearly caught, but instead hit will be incomplete, sort of thrown short and wide.
Yeah, quick little out pattern right there that just went a little wide for the receiver there out of the grasp of his hands.
So the Yeoman unable to capitalize on excellent field position. And it's now a 4th down and 17.
I believe Zion's probably going to step back and punt here, but I may be wrong. Yeah, there he is.
He will step back for the punt. Punting from near midfield. It's going to be a short line drive kick. That ball will be fielded at the 15-yard line. A missed tackle back there. He would have been otherwise down. Now he goes down the sideline, and they will mark him out at about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, little pooch kick by Zane there. Really would like for him to get a little more air underneath it. And Sanchez, man, he almost ran into the return man as he was catching the ball there, but just didn't know where the ball was in order to make the tackle.
So that will be a huge return for Lorena. Fielded that ball about the 15-yard line, brought it all the way back to their own 43. So 1st and 10 for the Leopards. Yeoman leading by 10 points, 17-7. Leopards from left to right on the radio dial had trips off to the left side. They're going to hand off on an end around, but he's got nowhere to go this time around that right side and picks up no gain.
See, Fabian Solomon is playing that speed sweep as well as anybody I've ever seen play it. Brett, he's skating outside and meeting the young man head on and turning him back inside and just falling in on the tackle.
Trips again to the left side. Yeoman moving all over the place defensively. Now settling in as the Leopards check the sideline. They may change the play here. Yeoman had a late shift. They're going to shift again this time. Again, trips off to the left side still for Lorena. Changing the play now, backing up is the quarterback. He's going to look to his left, looking to throw. Now flush that direction. Still rolling left. Stops, throws. That ball tipped, though, and that will be incomplete short.
Yeah, I think that was Barbo. Maybe they got a piece of it, or was it Rangel? They got a piece of it there on the rush there, and that play was doomed from the start because of the great inside rush by Eduardo Gil. He kind of gave his guy an outside move and then went back inside on him and flushed the quarterback out of the pocket.
So if we've learned anything from tonight, half of Eduardo Gil is still pretty good Eduardo Gil.
Yeah, it is.
3rd down, 11 for the Leopards. They're going to try for the option around the left side. A quarterback keeper. He's still on his feet. Now he's found a hole. Down the sideline he goes across the 35 and down near the 30-yard line before he finally goes down.
Yeah, speed option over the left side there, and he strung us out long enough that he was able to find a crease and have a big gain there until we finally were able to kind of run him out of bounds.
Huge first down for the Leopards. It was 3rd and long, and now they've got the ball at the Yoe 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Twins off to the right side, Twins off to the left side. And Smedjhammer looking left. He's got the quick pass out that direction. He's going to have about a 5-yard catch there and goes down immediately.
Yeah, just a real quick little hook pattern there by the inside receiver because we were playing off of him, and so just an easy little 5-yard pitch and catch.
Still Twins to each side. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Leopards from the Yoe 26-yard line. And Leopards change the play. Quarterback now backs up in the shotgun. Takes a snap, looks left. Still looking left, still looking. Now comes back to his right, throws towards the center of the field. That ball is caught, out jumps the Yoe defender, and then waltzes into the end zone. Touchdown, Leopards.
And that's just a unfortunate situation there where we got Goolsby covering a guy that's just about, 10, 12 inches taller than he is there because Goolsby was right there to make the play, but the Lorena receiver is just a little bit bigger and taller than him, is able to go up over the top of him and make the catch for them. We'll step in the 2 yards for the touchdown.
So 8:32 on the clock. Leopards will score to close the gap. Now an extra point try coming up here. Yeoman nearly got to that one, but they will be able to sneak it through the uprights, and it's now a 17-14 game. A 3-point lead for the Yeoman here in the second half. 8:32 on the clock. Yeoman out in front, 17-14. It's Yoe football and 105 on the Ranch.
One day they're playing grown-up, the next day they are one. And as time goes by, the cost of college continues to rise. You know that college is important, but that expense may seem out of reach. We can help. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Melanie Romine. Let's work together on strategies to help you tackle growing college expenses. Stop by our office at 315 South Houston here in Cameron for a face-to-face appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Welcome back here at Yoe Field in the Etcho, Texas third quarter. Yeoman out in front now 17-14. The Leopards have closed the gap between these two teams, just a 3 points separating them after a touchdown drive here on the first possession for Lorena in the third quarter. Now Leopards will be kicking off, and it's going to be a short pooch kick. That's going to hit the ground. Yeoman touch it and then try to fall on it. I think they did, and it will be Yoe football, but barely, and that had disaster written all over it.
Yeah, we were really lucky there. They just kind of went with a straight pooch right over our basically where our center of the field is there, and we really don't have anybody in that area. We're really wide on our alignment to protect against their sideline pooch kick, and so they went to an area that we had nobody, and luckily one of our big linemen was able to fall on it.
So Yoe football, they'll have it at their own 35-yard line. 17-14 is the score here in the Etcho, Texas third quarter. 8:27 to go on the clock. Yeoman sent trips off to the right side. It's twins over to the left. It was a 5-wide receiver set. Now Yeoman will throw the quick slant this time, but that's going to be in and out of the hands, and then a late hit against Hemphill.
Yeah, really kind of a targeting type looking hit there, and Hemphill in his back area after the ball had already fell to the ground. It's kind of surprised we didn't get a late hit there, but trying to use that slant route again because they were lined up so tight on us and giving us a little bit of an outside shade there.
Second down and 10 now after the incomplete pass. Twins to the left side for Zeinert. One man in the backfield who's going to get the football. That is Hemphill on the carry, and he's got back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Yeah, lead play over the right side behind Johnson at the sniffer back position. And
he looks hurt.
After that, getting hit hard on that last play, and this one here, he's kind of bent over like he's not feeling well.
I think he's going to come off. Fabian Bynum's going to check in at tailback. Slow coming off the field, though. Although he's not going to come off. Instead, Jaden Sanchez comes off. So Twins to each side, and I think we're going to get a timeout here by Cameron. And it will be a timeout by Cameron. Yeoman having to figure something out. Not sure what was going on with that, but we'll take a timeout with them. We're back in 30 seconds.
You've been doing something with satisfied customers since 1984. You've been doing something right. I'm Jason Donald, and that's the story of Edco Development, providing quality new construction, remodeling, to roofing with complete customer satisfaction. We have the knowledge and experience to get the job done right the first time, and are a proud member of the Better Business Bureau. Start your building project by calling Edco Development at 254-697-2186. That's 254-697-2186.
Coming out of the timeout taken by the Yeoman. They've got 2 remaining here in the second half. It's a 17-14 game. Yeoman leading by 3 points, facing a third down and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Zeinert at the quarterback. He's going to be looking at Keyshawn Johnson lined up to his left. It's 3 receivers off to the left, 1 alone to the right. And coming out of the timeout, 3rd and 10 for the Yeoman. Zeinert surveys the field, looking to throw, looks right, rolls right, slings it out to his right. That ball's caught and picking up a couple of yards before going down, I believe, was Zachorian Spikes.
Yeah, trying to catch Spikes on a crossing pattern. They're playing him tight up on the line of scrimmage, and they're a safety over the top. So we can't really throw that tunnel screen to him, and we can't throw it deep to him there either because they really got both of those defended. So came with a crossing pattern and was able to get it to him. But just the linebacker, unfortunately, stayed home and was able to make the tackle.
So on 4th down, the Yeoman forced to punt here on their second possession. Clock running. Just about 7 minutes to go in this third quarter, and that'll be a good punt off the foot of Zyder, backing up the returner to about the 26-yard line. Dragged down at the feet, and what a defensive play by the Yeoman there.
Yeah, great job by Barbo and Hemphill there to keep contained on the return man there. Barbo really kind of slowed him down, got a piece of his shirt, and held on until Hemphill was able to come in and help him finish him off.
Excellent coverage by the punt team. Lorena Leopards, though, will now have the football. And Lorena trailing by 3 in this one. The offense has not been able to move the football much here in the second half. 1st and 10 for the Leopards. Sad trips off to the left side. They're going to run the speed option that direction. The quarterback, Schenhammer, is going to continue with it and pick up nice yardage. Got about a 12-yard gain, first down for the Leopards.
Yeah, we're trying to almost cover the quarterback and the pitch back with one linebacker there, and that's not going to work, Brett. We got to get 2 guys out there to stop that play.
Smedhammer has been pretty good running the option for the Leopards here tonight. He's not the guy that Cameron was preparing for at quarterback.
No, but he's darn good for sure. He can throw it and he can run it both. So he's a good player for the Leopards for sure.
1st and 10 for Lorena.
Lorena having a little bit of a substitution problem with their offensive line right here.
Now ready to go. 1st and 10. 6:45 on the clock and counting down. Trips off to the right side. That's the far side of the field. And penalty here. I believe you're going to get an offsides. One of the wide receivers looked like they got an early start.
Yeah, false start. Back Lorena up 5 yards here.
So 1st and 15 for the Leopards. 6:39 on the clock. Yeoman are out in front here, 17-14. It's Lorena football from their own 35-yard line, facing a 1st and 15. Twin receivers to each side for Smedhammer. Manning in motion, but looking to throw. Hit as he throws. That ball is going to be caught near around the line. And the only people I knew who was over in that area was the lineman, but must have been caught by a tailback.
Yeah, it was the running back had kind of snuck up into the line of scrimmage there. They're trying to set up the screen, which is why we were able to come free and really put such a good lick on the quarterback there. And Fabian Solomon almost stole it out of the air.
Well, it ends up picking up 4 yards. It's now 2nd and 11. Quarterback Smedhammer looking to throw. Going to throw deep. That ball is going to be over the leaping defender. He's going to break through a tackle after being caught across the 40-yard line and near the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, they're flooding that side of the line of scrimmage again, Brett, with a deep, intermediate, and a short route, and hit the deep guy. Our defender that was covering the intermediate route almost was able to jump up and pick it off.
Well, Lorena comes running to the line after the first down. They're looking to throw again. Plenty of time to throw. He's going to throw to the end zone. Long pass, jump ball in the end zone. Ball comes out as he hits the ground. Incomplete. Otherwise would have been caught.
Trying to hit the Parker kid deep down the middle there, but Randy Flores doing a great job running step for step with him and keeping the inside position, and really had a chance to almost make the interception there himself.
With that, Lorena went looking for the dagger there. Instead, they had an incomplete pass at 2nd and 10. Twins to each side. They sent a man in motion here. He'll set up next to the quarterback. That's actually going to be given the football there. And he ends up tripping up after a couple yards.
Yeah, just a zone play over the left side with another back trying to lead him through there, but he tried to cut it up real early there, and so we kind of was able to trip him up before he was able to really get going for much.
3rd down and 8 for the Leopards at the Yoe 31-yard line. Coming up on 5 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Yeoman leading 17-14, but second half has been all Lorena so far. Sending another man in motion here. Now trips off to the right side. Smedhammer looking left. Now steps up in the pocket. Takes off going up the middle of the formation. He'll pick up about 3 yards and then slung down to the turf.
Yeah, some sort of pass play they had trying to set up there, but we really, forced him to step up into the pocket, and then when he did, we still had a chance to grab a hold of him there, so he just kept going and was able to pick up a couple yards there.
4th down. for the Leopards here. They're going to go for it. Twins to each side with a man in motion now. That's Porter who comes across the formation, but they're going to try that speed option again around the left side. Quarterback Smedhammer dives towards the first down marker. Did he get enough?
I believe it looks like they're marking him short where the spot is. It's going to be very close, though, Brett.
It was a fourth down. Yeah, it's going to be very close. And the Yeoman are going to end up holding defensively. The fourth down try was too short by Smedhammer. He tried to dive for it, didn't quite get there. Ends up about a half a yard short, it looks like. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Yo offense will have a chance at it here. 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line.
They've had a lot of success with that speed option here in the second half. I really thought they might come back with it before the play before that, but almost picked up the fourth there.
Yo offense will now try to get moving here. Trips to the right side for Zeinert. 4:17 on the clock from their own 24-yard line. 1st and 10. Quarterback hands off on a delay. Up with the middle, still on his feet, and finally going down after a nice gain of about 3 or 4.
Draw play there to Keyshawn Johnson, something that we hadn't really done a whole lot lately, but it was a little bit different than our typical draw in that it was almost like a sprint draw versus just the straight drop back draw that we typically run.
So on 2nd down,
and I believe it must have been a flag.
Must have been a penalty. I didn't see it, but
I didn't see it, and I didn't see the signal either, Brett.
Well, penalty against Cameron must have been holding because it's 10-yard variety.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
So pushing the Yeoman back to about their own 14-yard line. So 1st down and 20 for the Yeoman. Trips to the right side, bunched. This time the draw play not going anywhere. Immediately taken down.
Yeah, they're kind of pinning their ears back and coming after us a little bit right now. So may have to pull one out of the hat here to pick up this 1st down at 2nd and 20 plus.
Yeah, 2nd and Buckholz. 2nd down and 22. Yeoman with twin receivers to the left side. It's a 2-back set here on 2nd down and long way to go. Yard to gain's about the 34. Zeinert's looking to throw. That ball is going to be underthrown and incomplete for Jaden Sanchez.
Yeah, they were up tight on us there and didn't really have any help over the top, and so tried to hit Sanchez on the flag pattern, but just underthrew it a little bit there, and he wasn't able to get back to it.
So a 3rd down and 22 for the Yeoman, who've had trouble moving the football here in the second half. 3:26 on the clock. Yeoman leading 17-14. Trips to the left side for Zeinert, who's looking that direction. Now chased out of the pocket. Still running to his left. Now running towards the end zone, and he's going to go down in the end zone. No, they're going to mark him at the 1.
Yeah, it looked like a marking forward progress at the 1 there.
That is a huge mistake.
Yeah, you really wish that Zane would, throw that ball away right there and not give up the yardage to, really force us to punt off of the back line of our end zone here.
2:50 and counting down here in the Etcho, Texas third quarter. Yeoman leading by a field goal, but momentum squarely on Lorena's side. 4th and 33 from their own 1-yard line. The Yeoman will have to punt from their own end zone. Standing about his end line is Zeinert, and he's going to get a punt off here. He's going to chase the return man back. It's going to take a hop at the 43-yard line and a yod roll towards midfield and go out of bounds. Oh, no, it does not. It rolls along the sideline across midfield. That worked out nicely for the Yeoman.
Yeah, it turns out to be a 51-yard punt there. Really could not have asked for anything better out of where we were standing whenever the ball was snapped.
Yeah, there's a number of folks standing in front of the sideline, obviously, players, coaches, and et cetera. It looked like the ball was headed out of bounds, but continued to roll right down the sideline. Ends up down at about the Lorena 48-yard line. So that's where the Leopards will have it, right near midfield. 2-back set here with 1 man in motion. And Leopards hand off around that left side, and he'll get tough sledding around a yard on the carry.
Yeah, just his zone play over the left side, and the defensive line doing a good job of clogging it up, and the linebackers getting in there and making the play for just a little 1 yard gain. I'd be surprised if we don't see Lorena come back with some speed option here a time or two on this drive, though, Brett.
Couple of minutes to go before the start of the fourth quarter. Yeoman leading 17-14 here. Trips to the left side this time, and there is the option that you're referring to. They pitch this one out, and he's going to end up struggling forward for 8-9 yards on that one.
I believe it was Bynum we had actually on a run blitz there from that kind of strong safety type position. And so he came and blew the quarterback up, but we didn't get off our blocks to make the tackle on the pitch man until he was able to pick up 8 yards.
So it's now a 3rd and 1 for Lorena. Sending another man in motion. Quarterback keeper right up the gut he goes and picks up about 8 yards on that carry.
Just faking that speed sweep and then getting a fold block up the middle and following that big offensive line.
Coming up on 1:15 to go in the Yeoman, Texas third quarter. Just a 3-point lead for the Yeoman. The defense has been out a ton here in this second half for Cameron. Again, sending a man in motion. Now trips off to the right side. They're going to try the option this direction. Quarterback hangs on to it, bounces off one tackler, then pitches it late. That ball is now being brought up to across the 20-yard line to the 18, and a flag comes in late.
Wow, I'm not sure exactly what that flag is there. I didn't feel like we hit him late, but the runner laying on the ground kind of put his hands up like, what in the world are you going to call that? And whenever he did, the official threw the flag, so I'm not exactly sure what happened there. But, wow, what a late pitch by the quarterback there. Very dangerous play, but worked out well for the Leopards.
Waiting on the penalty. We're over here talking to Coach Brashear. Probably to see what he wants to do, I would assume.
I don't know. Fabian Solomon came right off the field there, so I'm not.
Oh, they're going to call that against Cameron, but they came over to talk to Coach Brashear for a moment and then called the penalty against the Yeoman.
I guess explaining what the call was, but I didn't see the. Did you see the call, Brett?
I did not.
Personal foul.
A personal foul, and that is another huge mistake by the Yeoman here in the second half.
The only good thing about it, Brett, is it puts them 1st and goal at the 9, so they cannot get another first down here, and they've got to go almost a full 10 yards to get the score.
So on 1st and goal from the 9-yard line, less than 45 seconds left to go in this quarter. After trips, driving the end around, breaks through the first arm tackler, then shoved out of bounds, but picks up about 4 yards on the carry to the 6.
That's Porter on the speed sweep there.
So a 2nd and goal coming up for the Leopards. In striking distance here. Yeoman leading by a field goal, 17-15, but the Leopards deep in Yoe territory right now. Twin receivers to each side. Porter goes in motion. Quarterback, keeper, up the middle, across the 5-yard line to about the 3. 3rd and goal coming up.
And they fake the speed sweep there, and the quarterback takes it right up the middle.
About 20 seconds left in this Yeoman, Texas third quarter.
Be interesting to see if they try to get a playoff here in the third quarter. It looks like they're going to hold
they're
off.
going to come off the field, and that will be the final play of the Yeoman, Texas third quarter. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 3 coming up when we start the fourth quarter here at Yoe Field. The Yeoman leading in this one late, 17-14, but the Leopards are threatening. This is Yoe football on 105.1 The Ranch.
At Milam County Livestock Auction, our goal is to provide the best market environment for both buyers and sellers. Located in Cameron, we're right in the heart of Central Texas, which allows us to service customers from all over the state. I'm Kenan Mingus, and I invite you to join our team every Friday at noon for our weekly sale. You can reach us at 254-697-6697. Check us out on Facebook or at MilamCountyLivestockAuction.com. We look forward to seeing you this Friday at Milam County Livestock Auction. Sale starts at noon.
Welcome back here as we start our fourth quarter here tonight. This fourth quarter made possible by the Yeoman Athletic Booster Club, supporting the Cameron Yoe on and off the field. You can become a member and join the Booster Club. They meet on Mondays at 7 o'clock. Where at now?
It's still been meeting over at Bob's Steakhouse, Brett.
All right. It's kind of been like roulette. Where do you want to play?
Yeah, with
go have a meeting. Sorry,
yeah, with the COVID restrictions this year, we can't meet at the field house like we've always done in the past, and so.
Yep. Well, it's going to be a 3rd and goal for the Leopards as the two teams switch sides of the field here to start the fourth quarter. Setting a man in motion here. Quarterback going to keep this one himself again. Tries to dive into the end zone, and he's going to get in. Touchdown, Leopards.
And Mondo Reyes almost caught him from the backside right there. The quarterback just slipped out of his hands, but actually I think Mondo may have jumped the start a little bit there, and maybe because there's a flag on the field.
I think that would count regardless.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that's what they're going to do because they're sending out the field goal unit, so it's going to be an extra point try here. 20-17, the new score after the quarterback keeps it and takes it into the end zone from 3 yards out on a 3rd down. The Leopards now have the lead for the 2nd time this game. First time since the first quarter. And Leopards now trying for an extra point to make it 21-17. There's the snap of the hold. The kick is up, and that will go through. And it's 21-17. Leopards have come from behind. And I've scored 2 touchdowns here in the second half to retake the lead from the Cameron Yeoman. 11:54 to go here in the Yoe Athletic Booster Club fourth quarter. You're listening to Yoe Football on 105 on the Ranch.
At Standards Home Health, they believe that you deserve compassionate, honest, and reliable care from only the finest healthcare professionals. Call the professionals at Standards Home Health to find out more about home health services. You have a choice when it comes to choosing a home health provider. Choose the provider that has raised the standards in home health care across the state of Texas. Standards Home Health and Hospice. 1-888-671-7007. 1-888-671-7007.
Fourth quarter action here brought to you by the Yoe Athletic Booster Club. Right now, though, the Yeoman find themselves back in a deficit, trailing 21-17. It has been all Lorena here in the second half. Yeoman had a 17-7 lead at halftime. But Lorena dominated in the third quarter and then drove all the way down to the 3 at the end of the third quarter and then punched it in on the first play of the fourth quarter. 21-17, Lorena with the lead, now preparing to kick off here to the Yeoman. Lorena has not had a lead since the first quarter. They'll have a short kick, fielded at the 30, and he dropped it. And Lorena says they have it. They do. Lorena football at the Yoe 32-yard line. Another huge mistake here in the second half by the Yeoman.
Yeah, and I didn't see which one of I missed the number on the young man that mishandled that ball, but it just kind of bounced off of the chest plate of his shoulder pad there. He never secured it, and Lorena does such a great job with their coverage team that they were just right there to pounce on it.
So the Lorena offense goes back to work, and the Yoe defense has been taking the lion's share of snaps here in the second half. They have been on the field a lot. 1st and 10, Leopards looking to throw. And they're looking for the kill shot low towards the end zone. That ball, though, falls to the turf, incomplete near the end zone. Would have been at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, and it was, I'm not sure who, I missed the numbers of the young men that were defending on that. I think it might have been Hemphill and Sanchez. But I tell you, Eduardo Gill had kind of broke free and through the offensive line, and the quarterback paid for it right there on that play.
2nd down and 10 now. Trips off to the right side for the Leopards, moving from right to left, dancing around the pocket, now takes off around to the left. Will skirt out of one tackle, but then comes tripping down around the 30-yard line.
I tell you, Gill put on a rush on 2 offensive linemen right there, and they just pretty much drug him to the ground, flushed the quarterback out of the pocket. But I was really surprised we didn't get an offensive holding on Lorena right there, Brett.
3rd down and 8 for the Leopards.
Absolutely unbelievable drive by Gill there on that play.
11 10 to go here in this ball game. Yeoman trailing 21-17. Leopards with the football. Twins to each side this time after setting a man in motion, setting up the screenplay. They've got lots of running room down the left side. Breaks through the arm tackle at the first. And now will coast into the end zone as flags come flying in, and the Leopards have scored again, but flags on the play.
Gill was coming so hard on that last play that they just decided, you know what, we're going to come back and run a screen right where you're at, and that's what they did. And our linebackers got blocked off the play there and weren't able to make the play.
So waiting on a penalty again. You had late flags, or at least flags near the end of this play. Not seen a yet for what they would be, but it sounds like, based on the reaction of the fans in Lorena's side, that it will be against the Yeoman.
And it looks like they're going to confer with the Lorena coach to see how they want the penalty assessed, which tells me it may have been a dead ball after the play, to see if he wants it on the extra point or on the kickoff. Coach Brashear's not happy about it. He's out at the very center of the field and want to know how come he doesn't get the same explanation that their coach gets.
Yeah, not happy at all, having a chat with the white hat. That is a long chat with the white hat from about midfield back to the numbers. So the Leopards have extended the lead now. After the personal foul against the Yeoman. And the touchdown will count. So 27-17 is the score now, as the extra point try is up and will be good. So 28-17. And the Leopards pulling away from Cameron right now. It has been all Lorena here in the second half. 28-17 is the score. 10:54 on the clock left in this game. You're listening to Yo Football at 105 on the Ranch.
There are 3 companies in the U.S. who keep reports on your credit: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Each gives you a score according to their report, and in many instances determines if credit will be available to you. You can get a free copy of your credit report from each reporting agency through www.annualcreditreport.com. It's important to know the score. Citizens National Bank, member FDIC, rated one of the nation's strongest banks.
Return here. It's now a 28-17 ball game, 11-point lead, 2-score game for the Lorena Leopards, and it has been all Lorena here in the second half. 21 unanswered points by the Leopards here in the second half. Getting ready to kick off, and there was additional penalties tacked on to the end of the penalties, I guess, that occurred right before the touchdown, so there were multiple penalties on the play. One of them was a personal foul, which was declined to allow the touchdown. And then there was another penalty after the play that was going to be assessed after the kickoff. So Lorena will kick off from the 35. It's the onside, but they will kick this one out of bounds.
And I believe they were offsides on the play as well.
And if Lorena had recovered that, it would have been a very interesting turn of events.
Well, I think they were offsides, though, Brett. So
yeah,
they've been forced to re-kick anyway.
So they'll kick again.
No, I think we're going to take the ball 5
right
yards.
There.
I think we'll take it 5 yards from where it went out of bounds, I believe.
Well, if that's the case, the Yeoman have actually had some good luck with that.
Yeah. Went out at the 36, and so we'll get it 5 yards from there. So put the ball at the
41-yard line. So that's where the Yeoman will start from their own 41. 10:36 left in the ball game. 1st and 10 for Cameron. Trips to the left side.
And it's going to be handoff for Keyshawn Johnson. Cross midfield. He's got enough for the first down, and he finally goes down, drugged down by a couple in the secondary. And 10.5 to go in the ball game.
It looks like a new quarterback's checked in for the Yeoman, Ryan Muniz.
So Muniz has checked in at quarterback. That's an interesting move here in this fourth quarter. Trips to the left side this time. Hands off again for Johnson. Breaks through the first tackle, but tripped up on it, and he'll end up stumbling forward for 5 yards, and that's a nice rumble by Johnson.
Nothing wrong with that right there. We can, go down the field 5-10 yards at a clip, get a score, and then, make a stop and do the same thing again. We got plenty of time to win this ball game.
So with a change at quarterback, they decided to run the ball the first couple of times, kind of break him in, ease him into this game. Trips off to the left side for Muniz this time, but will have to throw. Lets it go. That ball's caught by Zakorian Spikes over here at the sideline at the Lorena 35.
About a quick little 5-6 yard out pattern to Spikes there to pick up the first down. Good safe play for the quarterback on his first throw there. Lorena is playing a very pass preventative type defense here, though. They're up tight on all of our receivers with two deep secondary over the top, so that bodes well for the run game.
After the Centex Auto first down, trips off to the left side. 9.5 to go here in this ball game. Yeoman trailing by 2 scores. 11-point deficit. Yeoman chasing points. Handoff here for Johnson. Works his way down the right side, then lowers the boom and goes across the 20-yard line. Maybe just shy of that to the 21. But another Centex Auto first down with the Yeoman knocking on the door of the Bling Box Boutique red zone.
And Yeoman really taking what the Lorena defense will give them here. They're playing 5 men in the box, and so we got them outnumbered with our 5-man line and then a running back there. So it's good to run the ball against that type of front.
The Yeoman offense finally showing some life here late in the fourth quarter. Trips off to the left side on 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Muniz hands off, but this time he's gonna find little running room. Gets to the 20-yard line, and the Yeoman are in the Bling Box Boutique red zone.
Yeah, the Leopards have put a couple more guys down in the box on that play there, and so kind of caught Johnson almost from the backside edge there, but there really wasn't any gap because there was also an extra linebacker up in the box at the point of attack where he was running.
2nd down and 9 for the Yo offense here. Spikes the lone man to the right, trips off to the left side. 8:56 and counting down for the Yeoman here. Fakes the handoff. Was ready to throw. Cox, but now rolling to his left. Pump fakes again. Now tries to slide down inside the 10-yard line, and that's enough for a Centex Auto first down inside the 10.
There's kind of going to be an RPO there where we had a run-pass option, and the receivers weren't able to get open, so Muniz smartly tucked the ball and scooted around the end there and picked up enough yards for the first down.
So 1st and goal for Cameron. 8.5 to go in the ball game. Yeoman trailing 28-17 from the 8-yard line. Trips to the left side for Muniz. 1 to the right. And this time Muniz in trouble, and he's going to go down outside the 10-yard line.
Pretty much the same play there, and Ryan probably would have been better off handing the ball to Keyshawn on that play because the rush was just too much there off the edge.
Coming up on 8 minutes left of the game, 2nd and goal from the 11-yard line. Trips again to the left side. Pass defense tight on the receivers for Lorena. And again, Muniz going to have to get rid of this one under pressure and had to let it go before he wanted to. That's incomplete. And falls to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Same type of play again there, an RPO type play where he's faking the handoff to Johnson, but the Leopard defense is just they've kind of pinned their ears back with the pass rush here, at a down in distance where they know we pretty much have to throw the ball.
Actually, I think I'm mistaken. I think it's 3rd down, actually. It's 3rd down and goal from the 11-yard line. Yeoman line up this time with trips to the right side.
One man alone to the left. Again, tight coverage on the Yoe receivers. And I think going to have a delay of game.
Yeah, it took too long.
So delay of game against the Yeoman on a 3rd and goal from the 11. Backs him up another 5 yards. We've got.
I think they're gonna want to reset the clock, the game clock, maybe. No.
Don't know. He's come over now to talk to the Yoe coaching staff.
Yeah, I think they're trying to
add time to the clock.
Let us know how much time. Radio it up here to the booth. How much time to add back to the clock. You know, really, Brett, that play right there, that penalty doesn't really hurt us that much. It might even help us a little bit. Gives us a little more space to operate here. You know, at 3rd and 11, you're going to have to throw the ball anyway. So, you know, 3rd and 16 just gives you a little more space to operate.
7:41 on the clock, 3rd and 16. Well, 3rd and goal from the 16-yard line, but he throws it to the end zone, but that one's going to be knocked away by the defender, and it's incomplete.
Try and throw to Spikes on the fade route there. Really good coverage by the Leopards. And I tell you, very smart play by the Lorena defense. Late, they ran their free safety over that way, so he actually had a little bit of help there at the end of the play.
So 4th and goal from the 16-yard line now.
Looks like the Yoe field goal team going to come on and try to get us to an 8-point margin here where we get another stop and score and go for 2 and tie the ball game late.
And so a field goal attempt. It looks like they'll be setting this at the 23. So 33-yard field goal attempt. The kick is up and is through. So the field goal is good. Just snuck that one in there.
It just over the crossbar. It was close.
33-yard field goal is good here in the 4th quarter.
I'm not sure he'd have made it from 35, Brett. It was pretty close.
And so the new score, 28-20. 7:31 left to go in this ball game. You're listening to Yoe Football on 105 on the Ranch.
With more than 100 years of serving Central Texas, Buckholz State Bank is all about you, the customer. Banking with a personal touch. That's what Buckholz Bank does best. At Buckholz State Bank, you're not just a number. Discover the difference. Stop in at any of their 3 locations and visit with a personal banker about becoming a valued customer. Because we care. Buckholz State Bank in Buckholz, Cameron Branch Buckholz State Bank, and Rogers Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back here in our Yoe Athletic Booster Club 4th quarter. Yeoman put together a field goal drive, and your Don's painted body scoring drive. It ends up as a 10-play, 43-yard drive, and the Yeoman put 3 points on the board, a 33-yard field goal. 28-20 is the new score. 7:31 to go in this ball game, and the Yeoman will now have to kick off to Lorena here. Yeoman chasing points. Short pooch kick. That's going to be caught at the 50-yard line, so right at midfield. That's where Lorena will take over, and they have dominated in this second half.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was exactly what we wanted to do on that kick. I think Martinez may have mishit it a little bit there, but really it almost worked out well for the Yeoman. But the Lorena front line player just smartly made the catch and went to a knee quickly there.
So with 7:27 to go in the ball game, it's Lorena football. Yoe defense has got to be near the end of the tank. Where they have been on the field a bunch here in the second half. And have still managed to keep the Yeoman in this football game. Twins to each side. Quarterback going to hang on to this football, and he is going to lose a yard on the carry.
I tell you, Eduardo Gill, for a guy that playing with a partially pulled hamstring, man, he is good, Brett. He shot the gap right there and caught the quarterback from behind for the 2-yard loss.
Dude plays with a high motor.
Yeah, he's got one speed, and it's quick.
2nd and 12 now for the Leopards. They're going to try the speed option this time. Cuts upfield. A nice cut here by the quarterback, Smedhammer, and he ends up picking up about 5 yards on the carry.
Yeah, he picked up about 4 or 5 yards there, but the only reason why he had an opportunity to even cut it up was because Gill really rushed outside so hard there to prevent him from being able to get outside and get the edge. So another good job by Gill there.
3rd down and 7 here for the Leopards. Milking clock as much as they can. Inside 6.5 minutes to go here in the ball game. Yeoman trailing 28-20. 3rd and 7 from just across midfield. Smedhammer looking to throw. That ball is going to be caught right near the sticks. It'll be 4th down, I think, and short.
Quick little stop pattern by the inside receiver there.
Actually, that's pretty close.
Yeah, I think he's going to be just short of the 1st down.
Yeah, just shy of the 1st down. It's going to be 4th and inches.
You know, traditionally you'd see a quarterback sneak in this play, but nobody does that anymore.
5:50 and counting down. Twins to the right side for Lorena, who sends a man in motion, quarterback keeper. Why not? And he's got enough for the 1st down across the 40-yard line.
Yeah, only picked up a yard, but he only needed inches, so
Lorena will keep the sticks moving and keep the clock burning as well. Coming up on 5.5 to go in the ball game. Lorena with the football on the Yoe 39-yard line.
I'd be shocked to see Lorena put the ball in the air much here. I would think that they're going to run that zone. They might run the quarterback, maybe some speed sweep, or I could definitely see them running some more speed option.
Quarterback, milking clock, waiting on that game clock. They're going to try the option again around that right side. Quarterback keeps for 4 yards.
And we're kind of overplaying it to the outside a little bit now, so he's cutting it up really quick now. And he's happy to pick up, 5 yards and keep the clock moving and set another set of downs and run on another play.
Inside of 5 minutes left in the ball game. And right now, Lorena working on the clock management game.
See if Coach Balls can dial up some sort of stunt right here to, try to knock them back at a loss.
Twins to the right side here for the Leopards. One man alone to the left. They'll put a man in motion. He'll line up to the right of the quarterback. That's who'll get the football. Around the left side. And he's going to power forward across the 30-yard line. That's going to be right around the 1st down marker, maybe just shy of that.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be just a short yard short of the 1st down. Short yard short, if that makes sense.
Short yard short?
Yeah, not a full yard. Not a full yard short of the 1st down.
3rd down and short. How about that?
There we go.
Coming up on 4 minutes left in the ball game. Yeoman trailing 28-20. Yeoman needing a stop desperately. On 3rd and short. Again, a man in motion for the Leopards. Quarterback keeps this one on the draw. Right up the middle he goes. He's got it up for a 1st down across the 30-yard line to about the Yoe 28.
Yeah, just basically a lead play to the quarterback over the right side of the line of scrimmage there. Again, didn't pick up much, but it picked up enough for the 1st down, which is exactly what they want right now.
So 1st and 10, new set of downs for the Leopards. Clock continues to run. Yeoman have 2 timeouts left. Leopards have 3. They're leading in this game, 28-20. Inside 3.5 minutes to go.
Really need to get a stop on 1st and 2nd down here. Maybe you think about using some timeouts to preserve a little clock.
No defense needing a stop here. Handoff up the middle, and he's just kind of churning forward for another 4-yard gain.
Yeah, and again, that's exactly what they want to do at this point of the ball game. 4 yards in a cloud of dust and another 40 seconds.
Inside of 3 minutes left in the game. 2nd down and 5 for the Leopards from the Yoe 23-yard line. Yeoman are going to have to prevent a score here on this drive if they want to have a chance at getting the football back. Another handoff up the middle, picking up a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down for the Leopards.
Yeah, just picked up about 1, so it'll be about 3rd and 4 here.
There'll be less than 2 minutes left in the ball game by the time they hike this football.
Yeah, I thought we might think about trying to use a timeout there to preserve a little bit of clock.
3rd down and 4 facing the Leopards.
If they pick up this first down, it's pretty much over as it is.
Leopards come to the line inside of 2 minutes to go. Lorena leading 28-20. Handoff. Oh, he's going to fake it. Running around the right side, and he is going to be losing the football. But Yeoman say they've recovered it, and they have. And that is a huge turnover.
Yeah, I think Eduardo Gill tripped him up, and when he did, when he was going down, he dropped the ball, and a couple of the Yeomen in the secondary were able to fall on it there, giving the Yeoman one last chance here. Ball 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line, 85 yards to go to win the ball game. Or actually to tie the ball game.
Tie the ball game. Yeah. 1:48 is all that's left in the game. Yeoman trailing 28-20 here in the Yoe Athletic Booster Club 4th quarter. 1st and 10 after the turnover. The Yeoman have got to be on the move here. 4 wide receivers set, 2 to each side. For Muniz, looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket, takes off running, and he is only going to pick up a short yardage gain before he's caught from behind.
Yeah, I think he had lost a yard there. Their protection really broke down quickly there and was flushed from the pocket. Never really had a chance to set his feet and find a receiver.
Did lose a yard. 2nd and 11. Clock running inside a minute 20 to go. Twins again to each side here for the quarterback. Muniz going to roll to his right. Now steps up in the pocket, throws on the run. That ball is going to be incomplete. Off the hands of his intended receiver. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, Muniz is really running for his life back there. Really lucky to be able to get a pass off. And then Bynum almost able to pull it down, but all I could do was get one hand on it, so wasn't able to haul it in.
1:13 is all that's left in this ball game. Yeoman trailing 28-20 here to the Leopards. 3rd down and 11 for the Yoe offense. Had trouble moving the football for the entirety of the second half. Muniz is in at quarterback, twin receivers to each side. This is a huge play for the Yeoman right now. Muniz. That ball actually going to be somehow shortly tossed and then caught right near the line of scrimmage, and then finding no running room, got back to about the 15-yard line and maybe got a yard out of it.
Crazy play there, Brett. If my eyes weren't playing tricks on me, I think what happened was Muniz got hit as he was trying to throw the ball, and it bounced, and Hemphill was running a crossing pattern, and he just caught it right off the bounce and was able to, run it over to the sideline and get out of bounds, but no yardage gained on the play.
I thought maybe that was what I saw, but I thought there's no way that happened.
Yeah, that because you would think that if the ball went forward, they would have called it an incomplete pass, but
right?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, that may be what they're talking about.
And it may have not have been where, maybe he was hit and the ball just flew forward.
Regardless, it brings up a 4th down here if it goes down that way.
Yeah, wacky play for sure. And I think it looks like they're moving the ball now, so that tells me they're going to call it an incomplete pass.
Either way, it's going to end up as a 4th down.
Yeah, it was either going to be 4th and 10 or 4th and 11, so it's back to 4th and 11 with the incomplete pass.
So 4th down 11. 1:05 on the clock. Yeoman trailing by 8. Twins to each side. Muniz takes the snap, steps up in the pocket. That ball caught down the middle of the field, across the 40, headed towards midfield. He's got one blocker in front, and then finally across midfield to the 45, still on his feet. Now goes down at the 45-yard line of Cameron. And they're in a hurry now. 53 seconds to go. Yeoman will have to be quickly to the line here.
Nice job by Muniz stepping forward there and finding Fabian Bynum down the middle of the field on a little seam route.
Clock is running inside of 49 seconds left here. Twins to each side. Muniz surveying the field inside of 45 seconds with 45 yards to go. And I think
We got a false start. I think it's on Hemphill out there on the far side of the field. It almost looked like he dropped something and reached down to pick it up at the same time we were snapping the ball.
That will push the Yeoman back on the penalty. 43.2 seconds is all that's left in this game. Yeoman trailing by 8 points. It's 1st and 15 from near midfield, from the Lorena 48-yard line. Cameron sends trips off to the left side and twins to the right. It's a 5 wide receiver set for Moniz. It looks like Cameron now going to take a timeout instead. With 43 seconds to go, it's an 8-point lead for the Leopards here at Yoe Field. We're back in 30 seconds. This is Yoe Football on 105 with the Ranch.
Caliber Metal in Cameron, Texas provides all your PBR panel, classic rib panel, and standing seam concealed fastener materials. We also cut standard and custom trim up to 21 feet. We have metal to metal and metal to wood screws, closures, pipe boots, and sealants. We have a quick turnaround with 20 colors in stock. Located at 106 South Washington Avenue, Cameron, Texas. Buy local 254-605-4110. And mention the Ranch 1051 and receive a 5% discount for new customers.
Welcome back here on the Yoe Athletic Booster Club fourth quarter here at Yoe Field. The Yeoman trailing 28-20. It's Yoe football from the Lorena 48-yard line. 1st and 15 for the Yeoman. Coming out of the timeout, they have none remaining. No more timeouts for Cameron with 43.2 seconds left to go. Yoe sideline trying to urge the fans on to get loud. Twin receivers to each side for Moniz, who's checked in at quarterback here in the fourth quarter for the Yeoman. Takes a snap, looking to throw. Lets it go. That ball is overthrown, incomplete.
Yeah, and Muniz is on his back, so he didn't really see the ball land incomplete, but trying to hit Sanchez on a little fade pattern there.
38.7 seconds left in the ball game. 2nd and 15 now for the Yeoman. Lorena out in front, 28-20 here in the fourth quarter. It has been a huge Lorena second half. Cameron was up 17-7 at halftime. All Lorena since then. Moniz looking to throw on 2nd down. He overthrew, out of bounds, incomplete, and Moniz on his back again.
Yeah, trying to hit Spikes on a quick little stop pattern there. Just overthrew him a little bit.
3rd down and 15 coming up. .4 seconds is all that's left. Yeoman trailing by 8 points. Needing a touchdown to extend this ball game. And a 2-point conversion. 4 wide receivers set. Trips off to the left side. Moniz looking left. And he is going to be hit. Ball comes out. Yeoman will pick it up. Now trying to struggle forward, but nowhere to go. It's going to bring up 4th down, and the clock is running.
And we're going to struggle to get another playoff here, Brett, if we don't hurry.
Less than 20 seconds left in the ball game. And it's 4th and about a mile. Inside of 10 seconds to go in the ball game. Moniz takes a snap on 4th down. He is going to be under pressure, and he goes down again. And that will likely end the ball game. Well, it stops the clock anyway for the turnover on downs with just 6 seconds to go, but that is going to dash the Yeoman's hopes in this one.
Yeah, and Muniz never had a shot on that one. The bull rush just kind of crushed our offensive line there, and just didn't give us a chance there at the end of the ball game. Unfortunately, great effort there by the offensive line, though, trying to provide some protection for Muniz, and great job by him in trying to come in and save us here late in the ball game.
6.6 seconds left in this ball game. Yeoman trailing 28-20, and have just turned the ball over on 4th down after a sack of quarterback Moniz, and now the Leopards will line up in the victory formation to seal the victory here against the Yeoman at Yoe Field. And they will knee this down and end the ball game. Yeoman will lose here tonight. Final score is 28-20. The Yeoman are under 500 in district play now at 2-3. While the Lorena Leopards remain in the driver's seat as one of the top teams in the district. Yeoman again fall 28-20. We'll take a timeout. We're back in a bit. The Yo football team falls again here tonight. We're back in a moment.
Denio's Furniture, Flooring, and Fireplaces offers the best selection on name-brand furniture like Lazy Boy recliners, sofas and love seats, Simmons mattresses, Mohawk and Shaw flooring, and Fireplace Extraordinaire fireplaces. If you haven't been to Denio's lately, visit their showroom on Highway 77, 1 mile north of Cameron. New inventory arriving daily. Denio's, your best choice for furniture and flooring in Milam County. Denio's Furniture, Flooring, and Fireplaces. Proud to support Yeoman Athletics, a winning tradition.
A night under the stars in huge live oaks. Craft beers and award-winning wines or casual dining in a beautifully restored historic home for upscale food. But wait, what if you could have both? You can at Central Avenue Bistro in the historic Lawrence Hubert House at 312 North Central Avenue in Cameron. Come see what is new and old all over again. Patio or inside dining for dinner Thursday through Saturday, 5 to 10 p.m. For info or to schedule a private party, call 254-627-0083 or check their Facebook page.
In sports, as in cars, everyone loves a great drive. Centex Auto is dedicated to bringing you a great drive every single time you get in the car. Whether you're listening to the game or you're behind the wheel, when you need a car, go to the Buy Here, Pay Here dealer, Centex Auto. Check out both locations in Temple or visit them online at centex-auto.com. As you listen in on this great drive, remember that Centex Auto is a proud supporter of all Central Texas athletes.
It's Ram Power Days at Cameron Autoplex in Cameron, Texas. The 2021 models will be arriving soon, and we still have a great selection of 2020 Rams to choose from. Hurry in and save $10,000 off MSRP on a fully loaded Ram 1500 Lone Star Crew Cab. Plus, competitive pickup owners get an additional $1,000 off. Or how about $6,000 off that new diesel to pull that new RV or boat? Ram Power Days won't last much longer, so make that short drive and see why everyone says it's always cheaper and friendlier in Cameron.
Go back to our post-game report here tonight from Yo Field as Yeoman fall in this one. Final score 28-20 to the Lorena Leopards here tonight. And this is a game that the Yeoman lets slip away, Kenny.
Yeah, it's definitely disappointing, really 2 weeks in a row, games that, at halftime we kind of had, I won't say in hand, but we were definitely in the driver's seat, and then just in the second half, we didn't take care of business, and falling late in both of them, definitely disappointing, not what you want to see. We got to hope that, the way things, play out over the next 2 weeks that, we can get a win against McGregor next week and, which will not be easy to do by any means. And then, see if we can maybe sneak into the playoffs yet.
Cameron now at 2-3 in the district standings, and thankfully for them, still have, I guess, the destiny's still in their hand. I mean, they still control their fate.
And that's what I haven't looked at enough with this crazy, wacky district, Brett, and just to see, I don't know where we really stand in the standings, but with knowing that every team has at least one loss, it lets you know that even at this point, at this record, that we still do maybe have a shot. And for nothing else, you darn sure want to come out and play with pride in your last regular season ball game of the year next week.
For sure. Let's bring Josh Pratt on here for a moment and get some numbers here, and then we'll continue talking about this ball game. Josh, what you got?
All right. On the night, Lorena finished the game with 20 first downs and 324 total yards. Through the air, Ben Smedhammer was 13 for 22 for 192 yards and 2 scores. Through the air, Jaden Porter, 5 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown. Reed Mitchell, 3 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown. McCray Lewis, 3 catches for 35 yards, and Will Teague, 1 catch for 13 yards. On the ground, Lorena rushed the ball 37 times for 132 yards. Smedshammer, 18 carries for 67 yards. And Michna, 9 carries for 38 yards. Porter, 4 carries for 21 yards. For the Yeoman, they finished the night with 15 first downs and just 260 total yards after having over 200 in the first half. Through the air, the Yeoman were just 8 of 25 combined between Zeinert and Muniz. Zeinert finished 6 of 17 with 98 yards and 1 touchdown. Muniz was 2 of 8 with 49 yards. On the receiving end, Ferrero Hemphill, 72 yards on 4 catches and a score. Fabian Bynum, 1 catch for 43 yards. And Zachorian Spikes, 3 catches for 32 yards. On the ground, the Yeoman rushed the ball 34 times for 113 yards. Ferrero Hemphill, 9 catches for 78 yards. Check that, 9 carries for 78 yards. And Keyshawn Johnson, 12 carries for 46 yards and 1 touchdown.
What was the turnovers again? Turnover margin? 3-2?
Yes, 3-2 in favor of Lorena there.
So Lorena wins the turnover battle in this one. And look, you said it at the top of the postgame show here, Kenny. Cameron was in control of this game in the first half, leading 17-7 at halftime. You come back in, and Lorena came out and stole momentum. 21 unanswered points before Cameron got a field goal, and then just Lorena went into clock churning mode at that point.
Yeah,